Cowboys Report After Dark here at Chat Sports. Hit the lights, Patrick. We got him. Don't worry about that. Only moderately creepy. We had to turn off all the other lights, by the way, because it was like really creepy ghost stuff there going on if we didn't do it that way. Welcome into the first Cowboys Report After Dark that wasn't based on a breaking news signing, which we did like 5 times one off season because they only made moves at like 10 o'clock at night. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Rumble. The pinned comment today as we make sure everyone has a chance to click that late night noti. Do you want Ezekiel Elliott back on the Dallas Cowboys next year? Y for yes, N for no. Get those votes in for us in the comments section. We'll answer them as they come in here as well. A lot of no's in there. Donnie says no. Jeremy says the spooky report. Thought about it. I actually almost said it was spooky season. If we had done this in like October, it would have been perfect. It would have been absolutely perfect. TKG, are you watching the skills challenge? No, not. Don't care. Could not be more unbothered by that going on at the same time. This is far more entertaining. I think we could all agree on that front there. It's a lot of no's coming in the comments section, but in the pin poll, Patrick, 65% only voting no. Does that surprise you that that's the number at all?
It really surprises me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would be like 90-95 after watching the way Zeke looked.
I think the pitch is vet minimum, sure. But
Yes.
It's also my pitch because I'm not paying him more than that because he wasn't good enough. John also is not at his current salary. Yeah. You're not paying him that much money there. Get those. A couple yeses now coming in. Natasha Sanchez, Monster Media. Also F. Chugs from TKG. There you go. F. Chugs indeed. He's not here anymore. He went home for the night. He had a long day with Raiders, just getting drunk. All right, what is the percent chance the Cowboys... Yeah, we're bringing this one back. The percent chance the Cowboys sign Odell Beckham. Some interesting comments from Steven/Jerry Jones at the Senior Bowl. We'll break that down. But percent chance the Cowboys end up signing Odell Beckham. Get those votes in. Super chat time from Rashard Lee, $2. CeeDee Lamb and D-Hop are nice. Every $20 super chat tonight is a shot for either me or Patrick. I might pass some off there so I don't die. Every $69 total, then every $100 after it, so $69, $169, because we're immature here. We will do shots as well, and for every super chat, it's crackers. I don't think I've had a high noon before, by the way. I might have had one of it Mitch's one time, but I don't think I've had one before.
I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're an okay seltzer. It's an okay seltzer.
I don't know what. It was one of those, like, it was something like, it was like a fake mixed soda drink. I don't remember what it was, but it was like cherry and Coke, and it was dangerously good. I don't remember what it was, but it was fire. Let's try it out here. Black cherry, it says.
1 through 10, Tom. 1 sip.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one.
You like it?
It's better than the Trulies. I don't like Trulies.
Yeah.
I'm
plus
not
the
a fan.
hangover with Trulies.
Oh, it's not that. It's just that it's just not. I don't like sparkling water in general. So this is better though. All right, back to this question. Percent chance the Cowboys end up signing Odell Beckham. Oh, so many 69s on that front. Appreciate that.
Where are you sitting? 69's not an answer.
40%.
40. Okay.
40%. I think that they'll end up going younger. Yeah. I know Jerry really wanted to get Odell Beckham in there, and then it just didn't quite pan out in the end. They couldn't drive it enough there. All right, what do you guys want to do now with Tyron Smith? We'll have a talk about his future, a potential restructure, maybe extension to bring down his cap hit, or an outright cut. I don't think a trade's an option because I think he just retire at that point. K for keep, D for dumping. Remember to get those super chats in. We'll be here as long as you guys want, as long as the supers are coming in here. Here's one right on cue from Rashard Lee. Get your votes in for Tyron Smith. Says he likes McCarthy calling the plays. I am cautiously fearful, optimistically. I'll merge all of those in together because I had originally thought Mike would call the plays when he took this job. That was the whole point of hiring the offensive guy, right? And then he either chose to stick or was told to stick with Kellen Moore. That relationship kind of falters out at the end. It's also West Coast offense can still work, but outside of the kind of Shanahan-McVay branch of it, there aren't that many teams running anymore. It's a little bit outdated. Is it going to be a blend of some of the good stuff from Kellen, some better things from the McCarthy passing game? If that's the case, I have interest. But remember, at the end of McCarthy's tenure, things got very stale. That's a big reason why he got fired. So I am a little concerned on that front. Cheers to you, Richard. And $1 from Nick McLean as well. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. We can hit these in the mailbag, too, if we want, whenever we end up getting there. I will make note, folks, this is the first time we've ever done a Cowboys Report After Hours. At least not like, oh, shit, they signed Amari Cooper. We got to go live. We'll just sit in front of my laptop and do the whole thing there. If you're enjoying Cowboys Report After Dark, like the video. This is a trial run, not necessarily going to be the case forever moving forward. It's just a tryout, see how it goes. If you are enjoying it, some late-night Cowboys coverage, like the video for us right now so we can show our bosses that you do want more of this. So like that video and let me know who you want the Cowboys draft. A 7-round mock draft coming up at the end of today's After Hours show. Who do you want to draft? We'll give some shout-outs here as he's come in. I'm sure producer Patrick has input since he's a Vikings fan at his heart, and there's some overlap there with the needs.
The Cowboys aren't allowed to draft Devin Witherspoon.
Yes, they are.
If you guys know about him, not allowed to draft him.
I'm thinking more round one, but if you want to go any round, that's fine too. So like the Max Duggan is, of course, not round one. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Joey Porter Jr., Jordan Addison, JSN, Jalen Monroe-Cropper, Bijan Robinson, Joey Porter, Bijan Porter, Addison, Joey Porter Jr., Anthony Richardson in round 2 or 3. At that point, I would have interest. I don't think he's going to be there for you, though. If I get him in round 3, I'm in. But I don't think he gets to you in the end in round 3. Tajay Spears, Jackson Smith and Jigba, best guy on the board, okay? DeJuan Jones, Johnny says the quarterback from USC, not draft eligible. If he was, he'd go number 1 overall. CJ Stroud, how are you going to get to the top 4 to get him, though? Right? Also, I don't know if you heard this, Patrick. I have my CJ Stroud comp locked in.
Who is it?
Stack.
Come on, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes,
You're
it is.
serious?
What does CJ Stroud do well?
Like specifically do well?
Yes. What does he do well overall?
Okay arm, okay mobility.
I think decent mobility from what we saw against Georgia, if that's what it ends up being.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate, right?
Pretty accurate.
Pretty, when things are on schedule, when he knows what the defense is throwing, it tends to go well. Can have some issues if he's actually under pressure. Can have some issues if teams are able to disguise the defenses a little bit there, which is Dak. My original comp was Jared Goff. Of like the arm's not great, there are issues under pressure, but he's pretty accurate overall.
He kind of like looks like that, not looks like Dak, but moves.
If you add, the frames are not that dissimilar, and I think Stroud is going to be a very good starting quarterback, which is what Dak is. And my original comp was more athletic Jared Goff with higher upside,
which is
Dak Prescott. So I think it's a pretty fair one.
That's pretty good.
All right, Super Chats coming. Let's hit them here. We will not start the show until the Super stop, so get them going because Olivia's not sleeping anymore through the night, so I don't even want to be home. Grace, Ambassador for Christ, says Earl Thomas this year. I'm sure everyone saw the Arian Foster clip of him admitting, of course it's a bit, that the NFL's rigged. I saw some great tweets of Earl Thomas and his brother getting the script. Yeah, that one's not happening. All right, Past Master, cheers. Tom and Patrick, I see you, Brother Vikings. I don't think Dallas needs Zeke. I think Zeke needs Dallas. Appreciate your hard work. Thank you. Real one. Thank you, Past Master. We appreciate your support here. I don't think Dallas needs Zeke. I can find a running back who can get me short yardage and average 3.8 yards per carry for $1 million. I can make that happen. So, well, not but I can find it. Not me. I would die. But there is some value there, but it's very cheap value. Donnell Graves, $2. Cheers, my friend. Christian Gonzalez, cornerback from Oregon. It's a good name. I don't know if he's going to be there for you round 1. I like a lot of these cornerback prospects. I like Joey Porter Jr., Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, Cam Smith, Keely Ringo. I bet one of them is there for you in the first round. But I would wonder if Gonzalez maybe cornerback 2 or 3 off the board, and he goes 7, 8, maybe even 10 picks before you get a chance there. from Pug Racer. I really like, I think it's pronounced Kendry, right? Kendry Miller? I know, and it's spelled Kendry, but I'm not sure if he pronounces it differently. I don't much listen to college football on anymore because normally Libby's asleep, so it's kind of muted. That's the TCU running back. I liked him a lot this year for the Horned Frogs. Big-time breakout year. He's a bit of a one-year wonder, so I'm going to guess, third round, fourth round, which, hey, just take some combination of Miller or Deuce Vaughn or Roshan Johnson in the fourth round. Maybe take two of them if you want to, and don't overinvest at that position. So cheers to you, Pug Racer. I owe a beer cheers, or I guess a high noon cheers here, Patrick.
And then I'll make a deal with the Cowboys fans. We're at 100 likes right now. If we get the 125, I'll take a shot of Fireball. We'll crack this open. Cowboys After Dark. Let's have a little fun.
For how many likes in total?
125.
Oh, we should get there. That's easy money. Easy money.
Easy. I'll pour it up already. I know they're going to hit it.
There you go. Like the video. If we do 150, I'll do a shot. How about that? So 125 a shot from Patrick, 150 a shot from me here, and we'll get things popping here. Super chat from Zach Taylor. I do want to get to that one here, and then we'll check in on the like numbers, which you're there. You're there at 125
already there.
Zach Taylor, what do you about Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, 4th to 5th round? At that range, I'm all in. I'm not sure Hooker will fall that far. I could see a scenario where he goes maybe top 75 instead. There are some negatives that make me go, yeah, I'm not taking him before that. At 4th round, I'm in, especially with where I'm drafted in late 4th round. Age, the injury, the little bit of a Mickey Mouse offense that Tennessee ran, which is a good thing in college because it makes life easy on your quarterback, but it's basically the Art Briles offense, and that is not exactly one that is gearing you for NFL success. I will do slanderous quarterback comps for everyone this year because that's just fun for me. For Hendon Hooker, it's Bryce Petty. That's the slanderous comp. The real comp is Geno Smith.
Geno Smith?
Okay. I think it's kind of like if he plays awesome, you kind of have that top 15-ish quarterback, but it might take him, hopefully not as long as Geno, although he is pretty up there in age, but also kind of came out of a not really true pro-style offense that I think he can be a nice player for you, though. Cheers, Elijah Reeves. I owe a shot, too, now. Tom, do you think this year Jerry's been hungry for a Super Bowl? We need Dan Quinn as head coach. He would get us there if Jerry let him take control of the team. #Chugs is the GOAT. Here's my concern, and this is my deep-rooted concern that many of you have had for a long time, too. The one constant for this team, whether it's the head coach, the quarterback, the running back, the receiver, the scouts, whatever, the one constant has been the ownership. It's the Joneses. And if you had just put Dan Quinn in his head coach here instead of Mike McCarthy, I don't think things change in the end. I think it would have been a very similar result. And that's not a knock against Quinn or McCarthy, but there's this part. The ownership has not tried hard enough to make this roster better. What were the things we were all concerned about at the beginning of the year? Your quarterback's probably not good enough to elevate a receiving core that got substantially worse. Offensive line is concerned. Can they run the football effectively enough? All those things kind of came true against the 49ers. So my concern is there will be a different scapegoat each year. It'll be, we'll find a way to make it. Hi, Sam. Oh, blame the head coach, blame the quarterback, blame the running back, blame the receiver, whatever you're going to blame, and it's somebody else each year except for the people whose fault it really is, which is ownership, because they're you have your owner saying, well, the Eagles went all in on this year. We prefer more of a long-term view. But they didn't go all in. Yeah. They have 2 first-round picks this year. They did not go on. They were just more aggressive than you were because you're cowards. So my concern is it's not going to change until things end up changing with the ownership or something, they make a change from that standpoint. Cheers. Shot time. Cheers. You might be able to hear our Knicks watch party going on behind the scenes, too. F. Marcy in the comments. Rashard Lee, Tom, can you be our OC? Cheers. You don't want me as OC. You don't want me as OC.
Why is that? What's your offense, Tom?
My offense is a Mickey Mouse college offense.
Oh, come on.
That's what I do. You've seen us play NCAA 14 offense. I run zone. 5 plays. I run read option. I run inside zone, 4 verts, the occasional strong flood, and slants. It's all I run. I don't do anything else. I take it's the Gus Malzahn offense.
The slant flat. That's a McCarthy special.
No flats. It's only slants.
Only slants.
Only slants. Now every now and then, if I'm playing someone who like figures out I'm calling a bunch of slant stuff, I'll add a slant flat in there because I was in a Madden franchise and I would just constantly call slants because it was broken in one of the Maddens. Like you just like drop back and they just across the field it was wide open, and he would eventually use her the outside corner in zone. I just hit the flat over and over on him, and you get so pissed. But no, you don't want me as the OC owner. Let's make some stuff happen. Elijah Reeves, $2. Thank you, Elijah. Cheers to you. Every $69 in supers, then 100 increments after that. We'll do shots here. We're at 32 at this point. Here's what's coming up on the live Cowboys report. Some news and rumors and rather juicy ones as well. A Cowboys mailbag. So get your questions in using hashtag Cowboys or by super chatting as Chris B just did. We'll hit that one momentarily. And a 7-round Cowboys mock draft with all of that on today. So let's hit these super chats here too. Chris B, we are screwed. Here in the comments from Jerry, I highly doubt we even sign one person we've heard of in free agency. Gonna do the same stuff and hope. Jerry told you. He was honest. I like being in the middle. And this is where the middle gets you. You're going to be a playoff contender every single year. A bad year, barring catastrophic quarterback injury, will be 500 or a game over 500. Good year, you'll win 12 games and hope you get lucky come playoff time. You know what? If Purdy had gotten hurt against you would have won. But the benefit of getting lucky is you have success in the regular season. Then you get a mediocre Giants team in the playoffs, and then as the number one seed, you just get luckier like the Eagles do. That happens. Eagles were better than you because they were more aggressive. My concern is that, Chris B will be right in the end. From the past master, if I make Tom smirk, my job is done. Hashtag real one. Thank you, past master. I appreciate that. I owe 2 cheers and crispy bacon. If the Bucs go full rebuild, what would it take to trade for Vita Vea? What do you think is fair to give up? I'm not surprised we had I thought we were going to get a Bucs. Do you want to go to the list 5 logos real quick? Yeah. Because we have it. I figured there was going to be a Bucs question following the Tom Brady stuff. Full screen too. Sorry. The Bucs in general are not really built to be obvious sellers because there's not that much savings here, right? They trade away Chris Godwin. They save $8.75 million. Trade away Carlton Davis. That one's some savings, but you're still owing $15 million. So number on the left is what you would pay for a year. You could always restructure like the Browns did with Amari Cooper. Number on the right is what Tampa saves. So they save $5.5 million by trading Vita Vea. If I were Tampa, I would just restructure Vita Vea, and I'd bring his cap hit down low because you can save here upwards, especially those first 4 guys. You can save $20 million pretty easily, if not more like $40 for Tampa. So I would call because I love Vita Vea. That was you guys who've been sub for a long time. That was my dude. That was my dude years ago in the coming out of Washington. I wanted him super bad because Fatty's always been around for a while. And it ended up not being the case. He went too early. So I'd call, but my expectations are low on that front. From Ed Vila, what will you do if they take Bijan or a top running back in the first round? I have concerns about that front. Bijan is, if he's available, he will be the best player on my board. Like, he's a really good football player. But my board does not factor in positional value of, hey, he's a running back or this is a quarterback you have a late first-round grade on. You should probably take that guy, honestly, because you got a good grade on a quarterback, right? But I would feel better if they were aggressive and could fill needs in free agency so they could just go BPA. Because my concern of as good as Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs, whatever is, it puts us right back where we're at, where you're investing your most valuable asset, because you're not going to spend in free agency, in running back, which is the most replaceable position outside of special teams, And then 3 years from now, you go, oh, shit, now we have to pay him to make it worthwhile. And then in another 3 years, it's fallen off, and you're not maximizing. So understandably, I would get it from a value standpoint, but I would be concerned as well. From Chris B. I like how we have a Chris P. Bacon and a Chris B. as well. Being in the middle is an awful spot to be. I'd just be terrible to get the high draft pick, then this garbage insanity over and over again. Pay. I think Jerry's a little off when he says the middle. I think you're above the middle. You're in that top 10 grouping, but you're not in the top 5 of overall and being aggressive enough where you kind of need luck in the playoffs. But if you're banking so heavily on luck, some bad things happen. If you would just be a little bit more aggressive, launch yourself up that tier. I'm not saying go full Rams. I'm saying be a bit more aggressive. The Eagles have been aggressive, and they're not in a bad spot. They're not. Now, this is a bigger window for them, but the window does not slam shut. As long as you have that top 10-ish quarterback, whether it's a Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, whatever, the window does not really close. So I would try to maximize it. And then, if I do want to move on, then yes, Crispy, I would be bad. I would tank. I would bottom out and set myself up for an aggressive standpoint with a rookie contract, which you had with Dak Prescott, and you didn't actually be aggressive, which was very disappointing. Chris B, OBJ would just be the shut-up signing. Get you the big name, see we did something. It would be. Everyone every year, there will be a report that says Jerry Jones loves a splash. He hasn't made a splash in about 5.5 years-ish, somewhere in that range. OBJ would be a splash because of the name involved there. All right, let's get set up here for our live Cowboys rumors, news roundup here. More supers, I'm sure, will come in. We're at 169 likes, by the way. We're 17 away in supers. Get them coming, but we're going to get today's live Cowboys Report After Dark started right now. Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. A loaded show for you guys today with the latest on Aaron Rodgers. Yes, we'll explain that. Ezekiel Elliott possibly returning. Some T. Higgins trade rumors. If Dallas still wants Odell Beckham Jr., Tyron Smith and Jason Peters potentially coming back. It's loaded, and we have videos for you guys every single day. So simply put, you have to be subscribed or else you will miss out. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Free videos, live shows, news, rumors, trades, everything else in between when you guys subscribe right now. We begin somehow with Aaron Rodgers and the Cowboys rumors. I will generously give this 1 star, and it's probably closer to 0 stars if we're being honest here. But Aaron Rodgers playing at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am because that's way more fun than the Pro Bowl. And he was asked, do you have any news for us, Aaron, from Colt Knost, or one of the PGA broadcasters? He goes, I'm not going to San Fran. And then Colt goes, you would look great with a Cowboys star on your helmet. And Rodgers did not respond. And you know how the internet ends up working. The problem here is it doesn't really make sense. His cap hit this year is actually very low, $15.79 million. The issue you run into is you're locking yourself into an option bonus for 2025 at $58.3 million. You'd have to trade Dak Prescott. And if you got Rodgers right now, it's what you would want to get the offense going. You got to trade Dak, and that actually costs you a bunch of money. And now you're actually paying a lot more money for your quarterback. You're paying about $70 million at QB, which I don't really want to do that in the end. There's also this part that everyone seems to forget. The Rodgers-McCarthy relationship completely deteriorated at the end of that time in Green Bay. I don't know why either party would want to revisit that. And for as mad as we are about the way Dak played against the Niners, which is understandable, it's fair, he wasn't good enough, I feel like we're just going to ignore the fact that Rodgers was also bad against the Niners last year. And imagine us as fans if we were in a win and in Week 18 scenario and the quarterback was bad against the Lions. That would not not go over all too well. So pick a quarterback for me. Freedom of speech, go vote. DP for Dak Prescott, AR for Aaron Rodgers. You know what? I'll make this the pin comment, because why not on today's show. DP for Dak, AR for Aaron Rodgers. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, go vote right now in the comment section. Let's talk Ezekiel Elliott now. Senior Bowl was this week. Jerry and Steven are talking 2 stars. He comes back to the Cowboys. I would make it 1 star for my own personal wishes. But it's the Cowboys, it's Jerry, it's Steven, it's the straw that stirs their drink, which isn't accurate at all. The Joneses backed Zeke Elliott, with Steven Jones saying he didn't see a decline in Elliott, which I consider to lens crafters, Steven, if you need some help there. Elliott's willing to take a pay cut. He's not close to what he once was. I kind of feel like Steven was just playing nice publicly more than actually believing that. Here's what else he said. You always want Zeke, but do the numbers work? You can't define what Zeke does for our football team. Well, we actually can define it. We have the numbers. But what do you guys think? Do you want Zeke back? Y for yes, N for no. Head down to the comments section and let me know if you ran the Cowboys, what you would do with Ezekiel Elliott. Y or N to bring him back. Here's the problem with Elliott. This is like the definition of decline. 4 yards per carry, 4.2 yards per carry, 4.5. That's almost a full yard drop-off from 2019 to 2022. And I know what you're saying. Well, he got banged up both this year and last year. And you're right, he did get banged up. And that's the problem. I was not worried about Zeke being in shape for August. I want to know how he handled getting banged up, getting nicked up, getting hit. He has had such a massive workload in his career. There's no way he's going to be the same guy because he's not Adrian Peterson superhuman, unfortunately. So my offer for Elliott, you want to come back? It's the vet min. That's like 1.45, something like that, $million, maybe 1.3. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. Somewhere in that range. And I save about $9 million. I can't bring Zeke back on his current cap hit. I can't. It's way too expensive for below average results. He's great in short yardage, but I have no desire to pay a premium for replacement level running back stuff. That does not make roster sense at all. More Cowboys rumors and news coming, but today's Cowboys Report is sponsored by Fume. We all have bad habits, and Fume is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much from Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is powerful, feels great. And the Journey Pack, by the way, comes with 3 unique flavors for you to enjoy. Maple pepper, crisp mint, and my preferred flavor, white cranberry. Got it right here. Fume, by the way, is not a vape. Super important. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one. And Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That is tryfume, that's tryfum.com/chatsports and use code chatsports to save 10% off on your order today. Several more rumors/news to go to. Let's talk T. Higgins trade. Wouldn't it be fun to get a extra 1B wide receiver alongside him? You're damn right it is. 1 star. I am not going to get my hopes up, not because I don't want him, but because I don't think it makes sense for either party involved. There are rumors and I would say maybe hopes of the Bengals trading T. Higgins because, well, they got to pay Burrow, they got to pay Jamar Chase, Mike Brown's a cheap owner, all of which is true. They don't have to. They can move on from Tyler Boyd, keep Chase, keep Higgins, keep Burrow, and be aggressive in a passing offense, especially once they cut Joe Mixon, especially after what happened Thursday night. Higgins is awesome. The numbers, 74 catches, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, has been an awesome compliment alongside Jamar Chase. I think he'd be a number 1 for about half the league, or maybe 10 teams if we just go from 1 to 32. Like he's probably in that top 25 range or top 20 range, right? The problem that the Cowboys would run into Well, if the Bengals are going to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, well, Dallas is going to pay CeeDee Lamb too. And do you want to break the bank on what would probably be two $25+ million wide receivers? I don't know if that's the route you really want to go when it comes to fixing, which does need fixing, your wide receiver room. And on top of that, the Bengals aren't just going to give you T. Higgins. They're not going to dump him for nothing. I think they would demand at minimum a first-round pick. This is a team that didn't want to pay Amari Cooper $20 million and took a 5th and a 6th-round pick swap back for him. The 5th rounder's on the team anymore, by the way. So I don't know if that's a great route for Dallas to pursue. But I do want to fix the wide receiver spot, whether it's with a cheaper, older player via trade, or the draft, or a cheap free agent option. I do want to do that because I'm going to pay Lamb. I can find a good 2 that doesn't make me rely on Jalen Tolbert and Michael Gallup. How do you want to fix that wide receiver spot? D for draft, F for free agency, T for trade, or I for do nothing, and ride with your internal options at this point. Let's go to Odell Beckham Jr. 2 stars, and he ends up with the star on his helmet. It is not a great free agency wide receiver class. You're talking about, Darius Slayton, Jacoby Myers, but thanks to the Jones boys, the drama is back on the menu. Beckham, I almost said probably, will be healthy for 2023. The workout videos are finally out. Took him long enough, right? Maybe the sign we should have seen, at least I should have seen, that he wasn't healthy enough yet. And then, his camp's like, see, told you we'll be ready to go for the playoffs. It's the Super Bowl, dude. You weren't ready. And the Cowboys knew that. That's why they did not sign him, but also left the door ajar to revisit, whether it's in February, March. He can sign at any point. The problem for Beckham is that he wants big money coming off 2 down years, in part because of injuries, and he's not the same dude he was at his peak with the Giants. With that said, who he feels better about OBJ over the likes of a Noah Brown, even a T.Y. Hilton, Tolbert, and based on what we saw last year, maybe Michael Gallup as well. So kick the tires on him. I think this comes down to money in a pretty big way. I'm not that interested, specifically for Beckham coming off the injury, in guaranteeing him a bunch of multi-year stuff. I think that Odell Beckham's internal market value is going to be less than what he will find it is on the free agency market, which we'll see how that all plays out. Prediction time. Percent chance you think the Dallas Cowboys end up signing Odell Beckham. Head down there, drop that percentage in the comment section. All right, our final little rumor news item. Will Tyron Smith and Jason Peters both be back? I'll go 2 stars with maybe one of them ends up back. I'd be somewhat shocked if both came back, but hey, it's the Cowboys. Weird stuff happens. So the Joneses said that they, I'll read off the exact quote here. I have no reason to believe he won't be. Right now, yeah, okay, we think he's back, which is different than what was tweeted of Jerry expects Tyron Smith back. I think this will be a Tyron Smith decision of, do you want to play football? You're old. You've been banged up a lot. If the answer is yes, we have to change your contract. As of the Cowboys left the door open, much like Tank Lawrence last year, Amari Cooper, Lyle Collins, Zeke Elliott this year, to do something with the Tyron Smith contract. He's going to count 17.61 on the cap, which, if he was still healthy prime Tyron, is a great deal. But current Tyron Smith, who can't stay healthy and was up and down at right tackle, which wasn't a huge surprise, it's a new position for him for the most part, that's not going to work. You cut him right now, you save $9.6 million. That's a not insignificant chunk of change. Post June 1st, 13.6, but can't spend it right now. Restructure saves 6.22. Extension saves 9.95. Now, it'd probably be a cheap extension. Tyron's never been one to care about the money that much. I mean, that deal he signed with Dallas, I think at some level, maybe hurt the Cowboys, because it kind of was like, well, every player should go team for them like Tyron did. Now, he had a bunch of family stuff that he didn't care. He wanted fair enough, and that's what the Cowboys did. Been one of their best contracts they've ever done because it was so team-friendly. Even now, still on the same deal. It's been super team-friendly. If he's back, I think it would be at a different number, which I'm fine with because worst, I mean, look, if Tyron's going to be my backup tackle for a year, sure. I kind of want to ride with Tyler, and if he's healthy, Terrence Steele at right tackle, which is not something I thought I'd be saying. What do you guys want to do with Tyron? We assume different number on the contract here, but what do you want to do with Tyron Smith? Type in K for keep or D for dump. Let me know what you want to do with Tyron Smith in the comments section. Let's talk offensive line here, just in general. Again, Terrence Steele is going to be an RFA. McGovern's a free agent. At this point, I kind of think you just ride with Tyler Smith. I thought he had some low moments with flags, but he was arguably the best rookie offensive lineman. Maybe you pick Linderbaum like I do, but he outplayed Evan Neal, which I don't think was going to happen. Ike McWanu got better as the year went on, so you can maybe argue that one there. But I think if Steele's healthy, you're in okay shape on the offensive line. Plus, Matt will let's go over Josh Paul all day, every day. As for Peters, we'll see. He's 41 now. He's old, man. It's actually insane in a positive way how much he's been able to do as a member at his age in the NFL. But I think there's a real chance he retires. If he wants to stick around, though, cheap one-year deal, I'm fine with it. But you do still need some youth on the offensive line as well. All right, if you guys are enjoying Cowboys Report After Dark, then like the video right now. There were some super chats to get to as well. We owe shots, Patrick. Yeah, 77 in supers. 169 will do more. Stephen Hewitt. Glock Ness Monster is the best username. Love the night chat. Hey, I'm working hard on swearing less because Olivia's like learning words now.
Oh, yeah.
And I really can't have her going to class and going, fuck. And it's just not going to go well. So I'm working on that. Yeah. Like, where'd you learn that word, Olivia? Daddy. Well, guess who's in trouble now?
Cheers, guys.
Me. I'm in trouble if that happens. So I'm working on it. Trying to swear less. But you guys can. After dark. Go for it. Matt Batten. I want Dallas to sign DJ Chark from the Lions. He's good. He fits my I need speed on this team. Who are your fast players? Tony Pollard, free agent. Kevontae Turpin, gadget only. He played like 3 dozen snaps on offense all year long. They did not have a package for him, which is just stupid. Callan got to do better there. Well, he's gone now, so whatever. And Lamb's not slow, but he's not like there's not many 4.4 guys. So there's a lot of 4.5 speed on this team, which concerns me. Jason Renfro. Now is the time to prepare to make us a Super Bowl team. You got to go do it. Figure it out. Be aggressive, because my mind says, let's be aggressive now. And if it fails, let's actually bottom out. I know that that's not fun. I know that's dangerous of like, oh, man, you might not ever be as good. You will eventually, I promise you. It might be 3 years of shit. But I also think just another decade of like, well, we'll win 11 games and see what happens. That's a good place to be. It's not a great place to be. From Matt Batten, he also said, sign DJ Chark. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. We'll get to your super thanks, by the way, for the mailbag, Matt, I promise you. Ecuador man AOG. Elliott back. Hell no. I owe several beer cheers here. Well, I guess high noon cheers. Jay Elam. What do you think of this one, Patrick?
I think it's a really good point. Cooper Rush would have won that game in San Francisco, Tom, so.
Jay has fun trolling here. I appreciate it, Jay. I appreciate it. Thank you. For those wondering, he's not serious. Matt Batten. Think about Jaron Hall from BYU in the 3rd round to have a quarterback for the future if Dak doesn't work out. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you watching. I wouldn't get excited about Jaron Hall. I did not love him. He makes some highlight reel stuff, but it's a little bit too much of Jets Zach Wilson in his game where I don't think the consistency in pocket structure is going to be there. So day 3, mid to late day 3, sure, we can have that conversation. He'll do the shorts workout pretty soon. He's kind of got that, I call it the rubber arm, where he's able to do a bunch of awesome stuff, side angles and arms. It just looks, he whips it pretty good, but I didn't think was the best stuff in the end from Jaron Hall. So 2 more supers with those here. You're good. I'll just read them off to start. Jeremy chugs his burner. sign Steele after an ACL tear and risk another Michael Gallup SCM. It is fair to be worried about that. It absolutely is, because we just went through it with Michael Gallup. Now, the timing is a little bit better for Steele. I think he could be ready in week 1. That's why I have suggested use a tender on Terrence Steele. He has been a very nice find for this Cowboys football team as an undrafted free agent who I didn't even think was that good at Texas Tech. So credit to the Cowboys for nailing that one. That's one of their better UDFAs in recent memory. Right alongside Charvarius Ward, Cowboys legend. That one hurt. So I would not, at minimum, much like you did with Gallup actually, give yourself an out after a year or two. You have an out next year with Michael Gallup. Now, what you also must do is protect yourself in year 1, which you did not do with Michael Gallup. Chris B, having an owner as GM is not it. No pressure on him. Sometimes a little bit of pressure and desperation is a good thing. You don't want to get overly desperate and just make a bunch of bad decisions, but some desperation is good. And there is no desperation whatsoever from this organization. Not from the top. Some coaches have it, some players have it, but I mean, shit, man, you had Jalen Smith, one of your leaders on defense, going, if the owner ain't tripping, we ain't. And they should have been tripping that year. And why he got cut in the end? Because the owners eventually were like, okay, we can't have this anymore. You need that urgency a little bit more than what you have. All right, what are you eating for dinner tonight? Because it is Cowboys Report After Dark here. What you going to cook up tonight here, Patrick?
I actually have some chorizo sausages that I'm going to put on the skillet when I get home.
Okay, nice.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. What about you?
I think it's going to be spaghetti and meatballs tonight.
That's good.
I think that's what's going to be for tonight there. Mac and cheese spaghetti as well from Sam Jordan. Joe Linden says burrito. All good options there. We'll see. I mean, Olivia doesn't sleep through the night anymore, which is just painful for me. So I might get something junk foody on my way home too, just because I can. Cheese fries, hot dogs, and sauerkraut. Cereal. Jeremy Chugs Burner says giant tears. Don Polo rice, waffles, spaghetti, steak and potatoes. Nice. Breakfast for dinner. Nachos, chili. What kind of chili though? Does your chili have beans in there? If we do, awesome. We lost them all. That's disappointing. That's okay. We can just hit those two on as part of it. We'll have enough questions when we get to it. All right, get your questions in using hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat. We did have a lot come in, and it kind of froze the computer. So Super Chat wise, we'll hit Jeremy Chugs's, Chris B, Pass Master. Chris B is part of the cut. And then we'll just hit everything as they come in. So we'll save the Pass Master. We'll save Chris B for the mailbag coming up here momentarily. 2 ways to get on the show. Use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat. So Chris B, Pass Master, Jeremy Chugs' burner. We will hit all of those coming up here momentarily. In the meantime, get those questions in. I think I owe several cheers, by the way. I think we both do. Let's just start chugging for a second here.
Whew. You guys enjoying the late night Cowboys?
I am. It's a fun time.
I think they are.
Yeah. Like the video if you are, by the way. There we go. I'm watching a bunch of Senior Bowl practice footage up here, too, on my second screen. Someone said it was a bad rep. Let me see it. That's not going to play. Fuck it. Whatever. Not a big deal.
Have you told the Cowboys fans about the 6th-round running back they're going to take from Tulane?
Oh, I thought he ain't going 6th round.
He's going to go ahead of...
I think he goes top 100-ish.
Top 100? Okay.
So that's kind of my mindset. So use hashtag Cowboys or Super Chat, folks, to get on the show, which gets started right now. You guys are watching the Cowboys Report, part of our After Dark edition, Thursday night live stream, answering all your questions live on the Cowboys Report via Super Chat or via Super Thanks. Several of these, we will hit every single Super Thanks that comes in on the next live show after it comes in. Andres Yabarvo got the signed Cowboys pennant today. Thanks everyone at Chat Sports. Time to get ready for next season. Thank you, Andres. Glad it arrived. Shipping was brutal between bad weather, especially in Dallas area, and holiday stuff. Everything was super behind. So glad it arrived at last for you. From Matt Batten, $5. Pay Trayvon Diggs. He deserves it. And sign DJ Chark from the Lions. He's quick, fast, good hands. You're the best. I love the show, guys. Thank you, Matt. Everyone be like Matt. Super thanks. And, of course, subscribe to the Cowboys Report. Also from Matt, another $5 super thanks. Extend Dak and draft Clayton Tune from Houston, the 5th or 6th round. He got a big arm. Hire Thomas Brown from the Rams. I think he'd be good with Dak. Love the show, guys. I think that's the Rams assistant coach. Excuse me. Assistant head coach, running backs coach from the Rams, Thomas Brown. I didn't found with that one since, Mike's going to call the plays. I think good kind of a hybrid OC Arby's coach role would be decent there for Thomas Brown. Clayton Tune is from Houston. I think mid to late day 3 is about the right range for him too. From Remy Gordon, my guy, Dak ain't shit. Not sure why you defend him and put him on the top tier level. Dak is below average. I'm certain we'd find someone better in the draft. Dak ain't shit. Define top tier for me. If we're talking like in the Mahomes-Burrow tier, no, of course not. But there's more than enough evidence for me, from statistical evidence, results, production, all of it, that he's not below average. But it's okay to disagree. I think he's in that 7 to 12 quarterback tier range. I don't think you're guaranteed to get a better quarterback in the draft because you might end up with a Mitch Trubisky, a Zach Wilson. If you want to go that route and tank and bottom out, that's okay. But it's also fine to disagree. Me and Remy are boys, even though we don't disagree on Dak, because that's how it should be with fandom. It's fine to disagree as long as we're not being really mean and nasty to each other, which we're not. So what do you guys think? Do you believe in Dak Prescott? Y for yes, N for no. This will be the pinned comments on today's mailbag. So if the ad break comes here, as long as we're not super mean to each other, head down there, type in Y for yes or N for no. It's super chat time from Jeremy Chuggs' burner account. Sign Steele after an ACL tear and risk another Michael Gallup season. That is a very valid concern for Steele. That happened earlier. Hope the rehab process goes a little bit better, and he's not as cautious or skittish as he was. I am fine paying Steele if you, A, have an out in that contract like you have with Gallup, but most importantly, B, if you have a real secondary option, which they did not have in the end for Gallup. They thought it was going to be Tolbert. Wasn't the case, and they didn't ever adjust beyond it there. So the risk is there, yes. You can find a way to make it work, though, in the end. From Chris B., having an owner as GM is not it. There's no pressure on him, and I agree. There is no pressure on Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones outside of age. That's it. Sometimes a little bit of desperation, lack of a better word, is good. You don't want a lot of desperation, but a little bit can help you make your team better when you need to and get better results. You can ask the Bucs, ask the Rams, ask the Eagles to an extent. A little bit of desperation helps things out in the end. Now, today's Cowboys Report is sponsored by Fume. We all have bad habits, and we know how hard it can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device. It uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out of your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much from Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is powerful, feels great. And their Journey Pack, which you can save 10% on today at tryfume.com/chatsports, comes with 3 unique flavors for you to enjoy: maple pepper, white cranberry, that's one of my preferred ones, and crisp mint as well. Fume, got mine right here, is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code ChatSports. Save 10% off the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports and use code ChatSports. Save an additional 10% off on your order today. The Past Master, $5. Wouldn't mind seeing Juju Smith-Schuster, Jacoby Myers, McCole Hardman as a Cowboy, or on the Vikings. He's actually a Vikings fan. Happy to have you here, though, Past Master. You'd also welcome Jalen Ramsey. That'd be fun. My hopes are not for Jalen Ramsey, though. I just don't think it happens. Sorry. Of those three, he's not the best of the grouping, but I take McCole Hardman. I need speed. Look, Juju can play some slot for you. Myers is slot too. Juju can play some outside stuff too. I need a slot or a speed. I don't have that right now at my wide receiver core. Hardman, probably going to have expectations low because he didn't produce that great with Mahomes, and Dak's not Mahomes, but I want the speed that he brings. Chris B., we're going to be stuck with Stephen Jones and as full-time owner and GM when Jerry is gone. Going to be rinse and repeat for another 30 years. There was a point that I was like, hey, I'm on, Stephen can save us. And that changed a couple years ago when I realized, oh, shit, he's in charge, kind of. He's a lot of power, and his philosophy isn't going to work. And unless that changes, they will win in spite of ownership, and that's not a great place to be. From Minty Fresh, any Bucks players you want to poach with Brady retired? You know, there were actually some super chats that came in pre-show on this, so we built this graphic for you guys. 5 guys to consider could make some sense. The number you see on the left, the salary, is what the Cowboys would owe in 2023. The number on the right is what Tampa would save via a trade. The problem you run into here, it's not great savings outside of Carlton Davis, and they're so thin at corner, it'd be really dangerous there. Vita Vea, I would love a Chris Godwin, a Mike Evans, a number 1 wide receiver, but they're expensive for the Cowboys. I wonder if Shaq Mason makes the most sense for you in the end. I wonder if that lower-ish contract cost, plug him in, hopefully at left guard, if you can learn that spot, would work out. I would call about Vita Vea in particular because I've always loved Vita Vea. But I wonder if Tampa just restructures and tries to build with that core around a new quarterback. What do you guys think? Who do you want the Cowboys to go trade for? Let me know in the comment section right now. Ecuador Man AOG, any way you can restructure Dak and don't bury yourself? So yes and no. If you ride with Dak for the next couple years, then you're fine. That's not a concern for you. To a certain extent, eventually the bill does come due. But this is my mindset. If you're dumping Dak, the proper way to do it is to actually rebuild. And in that case, the contract you're eating for a year doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because you're going to be bad. And that's okay to be bad. I would rather be bad for a year or two than win 7 games with Andy Dalton or 6 games with Dalton or whoever it ends up being. So it will eventually come due to an extent, but the cap goes up every year. It's not as bad. I mean, you were stuck with Romo's deal for a year and a half, which didn't really matter that much in the end, although the Jonas pitched it that way. So you do owe money in the future. If he's your guy, it doesn't matter. And my mindset is ride with your quarterback until he's not your guy, and then bottom out and go get an early round pick at QB where he's cheap and you can build around that. Brandon Montemayor? I'm not sure I got that right, Brandon. Who won? Philly with Goddard or the boys with CeeDee Lamb? So, I think this is like they sniped the guy that they were going to take, which is true on the Eagles, I think. Dallas was not going to take Dallas Goddard. Eagles thought they were going to. Both got good players. The reason why the Cowboys won, Dallas took a starting guard for 4 years. The Eagles got 2 years out of Jalen Reagor instead of CeeDee Lamb. Now, if Philly had taken Justin Jefferson, different conversation. In the end, I'll take CeeDee Lamb. This is part of our Cowboys Report After Dark show. Free videos every single day, whether it's Christmas or whatever. I can't remember the last time we missed a video. It's been a very long time. Hit that sub button and don't miss out. Stephen Hewitt, what owner would you trade Jerry Jones for in the NFL? Ooh, that's a good question. NFL owner power rankings. I mean, like, kind of think Jeffrey Lurie's done a good job in Philly. Like, he's let them be aggressive. Like, you want, I see, but I don't want Denver because that's a lot of unknown there. You know who it would be? Art Rooney. Give me the Rooney family in here. The stability, consistency. You could go with like a Robert Kraft or the Hunt family for the Chiefs. I would say I do want some deep pockets, and I think Art Rooney has enough there. Hunt family has plenty of money too, so I'd probably go Hunt family or Art Rooney in the end. It's a good question though, Steven. It made me think about it. From Pedro's, Hendricker in the third if available. Third is the earliest I would take him. I've got age concerns, injury concerns. He has to learn an NFL offense because the Tennessee offense was borderline Mickey Mouse. But there are some traits I like. He had a great year for Tennessee, was on the verge of the Heisman before he got hurt, unfortunately, and then kind of the Tennessee offense kind of fell apart a little bit there. So I like Hooker. In the fourth, I'm in. In the third, I go, is there somebody that can help me win now as opposed to a good, really good, I think, maybe Geno Smith-style QB in the end? It intrigues me. I think about it in the third. No in the second. Maybe in the third. Come day 3, I have interest there. Joey Domino. Should Dallas hire Tom Brady as OC? The problem there is, even though Brady's a genius, I think, when it comes to football, why would Brady do that? Why would Brady come to Dallas, make very little money relative to his massive deal from Fox, work long hours, have high stress, not get the players to do what he – like it seemed like with Jordan. Like Jordan didn't work as a GM because it was some semblance of like, well, I would just do this. Well, MKG's not Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Like, Kid was not Michael Jordan. So it just didn't work out in the end. So for Brady, it probably doesn't make enough sense for him. QB coach, of course I want him, but like I just don't think it's realistic in the end. Now, when it comes to the OC, realistic names only, who do you want the Cowboys to go hire? Drop that name for me in the comments section. Matt Batten again. What do you think about Max Duggan as quarterback? I'm intrigued. I think he's a backup. I think anyone at the Senior Bowl this past weekend is a backup QB. There's some physical, like arm strength and size concerns with Max Duggan, but he has the one big thing I crave in a backup QB. I think in the modern day NFL, you need mobility. The quarterback run, I think, still remains one of the more underutilized aspects in the NFL. Unless you're like a Mahomes, a Burrow, whatever, I need that mobility. So I think Max Duggan has that. I think the toughness he showed against Kansas State, I will never forget. 6th, 7th round? Sure, I'd bring him in as my backup. I think that range, draft a quarterback every year, if not round 5, and maybe you end up getting lucky in the end. Jordan King coming in, $10 super chat here. We'll get to the other super chats too. That's fine with me. Could Biotish get an extension with Steele? I'd sign a guard. For instance, drafting one, need a veteran presence there with Smith and Peters are gone. Yeah, I would go sign a guard too. I think there's some nice ones out there. I would ride for a year on Biotish. He's not bad. He's gotten better each year. But he almost falls in the Schultz category for me of like, I think he's good. Do I want to pay great money for good? I'm not so sure. Matt Batten, keep Tyron to the backup if Steele gets hurt. I'm down to keep Tyron, but he needs to be on a new contract in the end. Jordan King on Malik Davis. Do you believe Malik Davis could be our future number 2 back? I wouldn't mind trying it. I would need to draft somebody else as well, probably on day 3. Let them compete for that job because Dallas didn't trust Davis when Pollard went down. That should raise some concerns. Chris B. I'd rather go all in this year. If that doesn't work, then just tank. Get a top 5 pick if you stink, and then be in position to grab a top-end quarterback. I agree. I don't think the Joneses would ever go along with it. And that concerns me because I think you're right. It's a good path to pursue. Chris B. Rams only afraid to go for it. Yeah, but Stan Kroenke kind of pissed me off with the way he left L.A. or left St. Louis. So, but he is not afraid. I agree. Matt Batten, $10. I love you guys. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. If you have not already, please make sure you guys subscribe to us right here at the Cowboys Report. All right, let's hit some more questions for you guys. We have a lot of front office ownership conversations there. What's your confidence level in the Cowboys front office? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. Cheers. Votes come in. Remy's back. Remy says, Tom, I love you, man. Just don't love that. And that's fine. Totally fine. We all want the same thing in the end. We all want the Cowboys just to be good. If you get rid of Dak, you need a tank. We can load up a team with like the Niners, have a Cooper Rush or rookie at quarterback better than the Dak route. See, there's also this part too, Remy, that I'll throw at you here. Do you trust the front office to actually be aggressive and load up like the Niners have? Remember, they traded for Christian McCaffrey. They have spent money in free agency. They've paid guys like Debo and Nick Bosa and were proactive on those contracts. If you could convince me that Dallas would go cheap for a year at quarterback and still be aggressive, I might have more interest there, but I don't know if they would. My mindset is this too. This Cowboys team isn't San Francisco. If I had Shanahan at quarterback, at head coach, I might be more interested too. But remember, they also traded a bunch for Trey Lance, and that didn't quite work out for them there. So, of course, we disagree. That's totally fine. I would invest in the quarterback in general and get that top-end guy because I also don't trust the front office to do things the way that you and I would do if they had the money to spend. Let's put it that way. A lot of low numbers coming in here, too, by the way. 1 from Ron Loney, 4 from Dwayne Brown, 7 from Michael McKee, -10. Woo! 2.5, 2.5, 2, 7, 6.9. Always the right answer there. All right, Mark. Drinking from your shot glass today, Mark. By the way, we are $16 in supers away from more shots. That's it. Mark, Super Chat, do you think a team will cave and give us a second round with the smaller tag on Schultz? I think your moves you started a few days with spot on. Thank you, Mark. That was the perfect offseason plan. A lot of you guys liked it. I'm glad you did. Check it out on the channel. I don't think so. I don't think teams want to invest a premium in Dalton Schultz, both money and contract. So I don't think that they would. Frankly, I would just let Schultz walk and take my 4th-round comp pick and be happy with it. From Mark, I'm there 100%, but I don't trust Skeletor. So Mark's kind of in a similar boat as he's kind of like in the middle of us. Like, doesn't trust Dak, doesn't trust Jerry Jones and Steven Jones either. And that's why we haven't won a title in almost 30 years now. Matt Batten, I don't trust the Joneses. They're being don't trust the Joneses. They like being cheap. I got to finish up this high noon, too. Yeah. And I think that's a Steven thing, by the way. We can get into the whole, I don't know, not stereotype, but like the mentality of second-generation wealth that kind of, I think, is at play here.
Oh, for Steven?
For Steven.
Yeah.
And like, he's being fiscally responsible when, like, he doesn't need to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't trust them. Because they're not aggressive enough. You don't have to be full Rams.
But maybe this is the offseason time.
But like, be just a little bit Rams.
Yeah.
Like, you can be a sheep. That's all I'm asking for. Like, again, the perfect offseason plan that we put together. It's on the channel. You just go to the channel. It's the featured video right now. It's all very doable. I spent less than what I had available. That's what I did. From Jeremy Chugs' burner, agreed. Stan Kroenke is my too many beers talking point. It's funny, Jeremy. I appreciate that. And Rashard Lee, I trust Dak, get more playmakers. In the end, the Dak Cowboys and the Romo Cowboys are the same. And it's not because the quarterback wasn't top 5. They weren't top 5. They're in that 7 to 10 range, and sometimes the defense is good. Sometimes the offensive line sucks. The receiving core is bad. Ownership's the constant. I think pretty much all of us thought, whether we're pro-Dak, anti-Dak, hey, getting worse on offense on purpose is a bad idea. And it was. Just don't listen to us. Jordan King. I know you don't want to pay Schultz, but I'm scared to lose Dak's safety blanket and the chemistry, especially if Gallup ain't right and there's no speed at wide receiver. So I agree, Jordan. I think at a certain level, I get Austin Hooper vibes from Dalton Schultz, where Austin Hooper did nothing without Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, he put up huge numbers. He goes to Cleveland and does nothing.
So do you think Schultz could take a discount?
So I don't think he would, because this is his chance to get the bag. And I'm never going to be mad at players doing that, because this is shitty business for players. Like, look at what we're doing with Zeke. We are right to want to dump Zeke.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get the bag when you can, because we will all turn on you, because it's a results business. And, hey, you've made like $80 million. You're fine, right? So I agree with the security blanket standpoint. It's not that I'm not paying Schultz and leaving it as is. I'm getting more talent with the money that I've saved. That's what I'm doing. I'm not just riding on Gallup, etc. Do we owe shots here?
We do it.
Oh, there we go.
174 now.
That's right. Shot time.
Let's go.
Remember to like the video, folks, if you're enjoying our After Dark coverage.
Shout out to everybody supporting the show. We really appreciate it.
There we go.
What do we cheers this to, Tom? What do you want to cheers this to?
Cheers to all the super chatters.
All the super chatters.
Everyone
Cheers to
out
you guys.
there. The Lunatic, Matt, Jordan, Richard, my boy Remy, my boy Mark, Crispy Bacon, all of them. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
All right, Matt Batten. I trust Dak. Give him offensive weapons like the Eagles did with Hurts too. I don't know. I think there's 2 to 4, maybe 5 players, and feel free to chime in here, Patrick, who you can expect like consistent top 5 offensive stuff without playmakers. Like,
yeah.
I think that's Mahomes. I think because of the running ability, I might throw Lamar in there, but that also gets them to the playoffs and not beyond. Like, he's been pretty bad in the playoffs, which, like, they have no receivers, so I blame that. Like, he's an awesome player. I think Burrow can be.
We haven't seen it.
He also
though.
has the best receiving core in the NFL.
Yes.
And he made Hurst look good, though, too. So that's why I put him in that conversation. And then, like, Rodgers, like prime Rodgers and prime Brady.
But even we saw this past season, you take Devontae Adams away from Rodgers. Obviously, it's
not as good.
He's declining a little bit.
I think the mindset has to be, like, get the quarterback because it raises our floor. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not going to be garbage if we have to play Jameis Winston. You know, it's just not going to go well. And then get them players to score points. Like, I think that's how smart teams operate. The Eagles did it to an extreme measure, but the Rams did too. The Bucs did. The Bucs put all the money at receiver. Like, the Chiefs have Kelsey, and they added 4 receivers instead of Tyreek Hill. So, like, they were still aggressive. Like, Chiefs was a better receiver in Tyreek Hill. It's been a second-round pick. They signed Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, trade for Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
Cowboys were like, Jalen Tolbert, James Washington, who had a combined, like, 2 catches all year.
And a lot of these teams in playoffs, they have 2 options. Obviously, Chiefs, it's mainly Kelsey and everything.
Kelsey,
I mean, Chase, Higgins, like a lot of these teams down the stretch, they have 2 guys.
I do that regardless of who your quarterback is. Like, it's just me. The Lunatic, who was our right tackle week 1? I want to say Terrence Steele. I kind of want to see what Matt Waletzko can do.
Really?
And he's coming off a shoulder injury, so I'm not sure. But I wouldn't mind a veteran here. I wouldn't mind a vet. Troy Hernandez, keep Dak, but restructure his contract. I don't think he's worth that money, but keep him, get the receiver, doesn't do anything, again, release. Sure. I don't think anyone wants Dak at the $49 million cap that he's at right now. I don't think anyone wants that. I don't think Dak wants that. It's an easy contract flip. If it doesn't work, then you move on, eat the contract for a year, and go get a new quarterback early. That's what I would do. We'll see what they do. From Matt Batten, keep Zeke, but he's got to take a pay cut, though. I cannot bring him back at his current cap hit. I can't. That would be the worst financial decision made since... It was a bad investment. Oh, since the French did the Louisiana purchase. That's how bad it would be.
So what about $5 million? Just $5 million a year. You still
not
as a salary.
$2 million max.
$2 million max.
I get that
I
get that he was once great and all that. I'm not trying to be anti-Zeke. But 3.8 yards per carry, I can find that on the streets.
I did have a question. Bijan Robinson, you take him round 1. Are you keeping Tony Pollard?
That's the problem. You have to make that call beforehand.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. And then I've paid Pollard, and I'm drafting a back in round 1. Or I franchise tag Pollard, and now I'm drafting a back in round 1, and I'm double dipping for a year and not maximizing this current situation. You're like,
it's going to be tough. It's gonna be
I don't like it. I just let him go 15, and it's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
Have him go early, and I'll have to have that conversation. If he's there, he's going to be the best player on my own board.
Yeah, and you know it's
so I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do. Jordan King, which team overpays for Cooper Rush? The Panthers?
The Cowboys?
I don't know. Like, Rush did a great job as the backup, but, like, you know, he got lucky playing the Bengals. Like, the Rams gave him that game, and then he was bad against the Eagles. So, like, I don't know. I think he should get, like, a Chase Daniel contract.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's worth. You know, I don't think Frank Reich will pay him. I'm very curious what the rush market looks like. I really am.
Yeah.
Jordan King, if we draft a wide receiver in the first rounds, what does that mean for Tolbert? Means you're not banking on the third-round pick. And look, I'll take the blame for Tolbert too. I loved him. I thought he was one of the best picks made by the Cowboys in the entire draft. I'm like, he's going to be a Michael Gallup type receiver for you. Now, I did caution, don't bank on a rookie. We saw how Gallup was as a first-year player, but I think he was overwhelmed in his first year. So I am not out on Jalen Tolbert, but when you cannot contribute at a massive area of need as a top 100 pick, it's a huge red flag. So, you know what? Honestly, draft again in the top 100. Draft a receiver again. If it works and Tolbert becomes good too, yay, you have depth.
So what do you think Jerry does? If it's Jordan Addison, Bijan Robinson.
Give me Addison.
And
Bijan will be
hot.
I don't know. It's Steven and Will now more than anything. And like the problem is the Joneses want to run the football.
Yeah.
They want to because that's how they won their titles.
So just say you tag Pollard. You're going into that draft.
If they tag Pollard and Bijan's there, they're good. They're gonna take Bijan.
You still think they're
gonna take Bijan? God. And like he's gonna be awesome, but it's a running back, and like Addison brings you the speed you need. I would take Addison, even though Bijan will be higher on my board. It's the value there. That's just my mindset. From Mark, someone needs to tell Jerry Jones and Jr. at Stephen Jones. They are lower male extremities. Our DTs, wide receivers, O-line depth, coaching are all overvalued by so that's our issues, right? It's a big part of it. I'd say cornerback too mixed in there as well, but the end result is because you're not aggressive enough overall, there's always going to be a critical weakness. There's always going to be, and it will kill you in the divisional round, as it has for the last 25 years. Rashard Lee, I know you hate it. Who's the kicker? What I would do, and I would do this, I would bring back Brett Maher on a cheap, little to no guaranteed money 1-year deal, and I'd pick an undrafted free agent to bring in as competition and let them fight it out.
Yeah.
The Cowboys handled kicker correctly. They did it right. They did not draft everyone's god, Cade York, who, last I checked, didn't have the best year ever. Like, he was definitely the number one kicker last year. But, I mean, Brett Maher was better than Cade York. I'm looking at Cade York's stats right now. 75%.
It's not.
That's not good.
No.
So, don't invest at a position that year to year has massive fluctuation is my mindset.
And the Brett Maher, I will say, could you imagine him looking at the game script for the wild card weekend?
I do what?
I missed 4 extra points.
4? But we win. It's fine. All right, from Mark. Why spend $5 million for running back with a 3-yard average? My mindset. I'm not doing it. From Remy, $10 to all the guys saying keep Dak. I trusted Dak until the picks. Dak thinks it's top tier, but he's not worth it. I've been a Cowboy fan long before Dak. So I get the interception standpoint. I do. And I would be much more worried about the interceptions if it wasn't a new thing. Yeah. Like, he historically, over his career, he's been very good about protecting the football. And I wonder if you have guys who get open more and don't drop passes, if that number comes back down to, look, if he throws, 15 picks again, we're gonna have a problem next year, a real problem. I'm willing to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt for a 1-year sudden emergence of interceptions. From Matt Batten, $3 million to bring back Zeke, pay Pollard, use Malik Davis more. I would draft Bijan the first. He's beast, guys. I can't do all 4 of those though.
Yeah,
I can do 2.5 of them, and the half is probably keep Malik Davis as RB3. $20 from Jeffrey Ward. Okay, how about this? We've had 2 10s from Remy, and a 20 now from Jeffrey. And did I miss a 10? I missed 2 10s from Matt Batten. How about 2 shots each to balance out?
Let's do
2 shots each.
Shout out
let's
to Jeffrey.
Ride. Jeffrey and Matt and Mark and everyone else here. We're also, by the way,
we're closing in on. We're $8 away now.
Yeah, 8 away from 3 shots total.
Let's go.
There we go. You love to see it. I'm gonna crack my Corona here in a minute too.
Cheers
1.
to you, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, how much confidence do you have in McCarthy taking control of the play calling? The West Coast style offense. This is what's concerning to me. And we'll spend some of this. It's a great question, Jeffrey. Let's play a game, Patrick.
Okay.
Let's go team by team.
Okay.
What play callers are you taking over just Kellen Moore and this Cowboys team? So
over Kellen Moore?
Over Kellen Moore.
Over Kellen Moore? Okay.
Buffalo, which is technically Ken Dorsey. I'm going to cheat for a reason we'll get to later. You can take Brian Dable there.
Okay.
I'm taking the Bills. So that's 1. Mike McDaniel.
Probably him.
No doubt. Bill O'Brien / Matt Patricia. Hell no.
Yeah, Kellen Moore.
The Jets and Mike LaFleur / Nathaniel Hackett. It's Kellen. The Reed Bieniemy stuff with the Chiefs.
Yeah, definitely.
Josh McDaniels.
Give me Kellen Moore.
Okay. That's a toss for me because, like, head coach, no. OC, I might have. I guess we'll do Sean Payton in Denver now. Sean Payton.
Give it to Sean.
Joe Lombardi in L.A. Definitely not, because they just hired Kellen. The Zach Taylor, Brian Callahan offense in Cincinnati.
Probably Cincy.
I'm going Cincy there. Greg Roman in Baltimore / whoever they hired to replace him. They interviewed Doug Nussmeier, by the way. The Ravens did.
Totally different, but give me Kellen Moore.
Give me Kellen, yeah. Matt Canada.
Give me Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland.
Probably lean Kellen Moore.
See,
it'd be tough, though.
How about we split the difference between McDaniels and
okay, yeah.
So that's 6, right? Doug Peterson.
Doug.
Yeah. We'll go rapid fire here. Pep Hamilton, Jeff Saturday's crew, and the Titans' Todd Downing. None of them. We're going Kellen there, right? Nick Sirianni.
Eagles. Sirianni.
Mike Kafka now with the Giants. I think I go Kafka.
You go Kafka?
I go Kafka. Commanders, whatever is going on there.
Kellen Moore.
Shanahan. I'm going Shanahan. Sean McVay. I'm going Sean McVay. Cliff Kingsbury.
Kellen Moore.
Again, I'm going Kellen because Cliff got fired, right? Seattle's OC situation.
It's tough.
I think I'd go Kellen.
I'd go Kellen.
I think we go Kellen there. Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota.
I'd go Kevin O'Connell.
Ben Johnson in Detroit.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. I think that's 13 now. Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur in Green Bay.
I'd go Kellen.
Oh, really?
I'd go Kellen. I'm not the biggest fan of LaFleur, but I see why people would.
I'm counting it.
Okay.
Luke Getsky in Chicago.
Probably Kellen.
I'm going Kellen.
Yeah.
Byron Leftwich got fired in Tampa. Maybe you'd go Frank Reich now in Carolina. Maybe.
Yeah.
Pete Carmichael, Arthur Smith. Generously, we've named less than half of the NFL play caller wise. And some of that is I think the quarterback's really awesome. Mm-hmm. So your goal is you're around top 10-ish.
Yeah.
Factor in the play calling, whatever the skills. You've been a top 5 offense with Kellen. Can Mike get you above that? It's a very high bar.
That is
That's a very high bar to clear. Even though there are many things, the goddamn stop routes, hitch routes, I can't with them anymore. I will harp on this till the day I die. Your last real chance to go win that 49ers game, I don't care about the final play. That does not matter. You ran 14 routes. 10 of them were curls. There was one go route and a check down. Now, there might have been some like some read routes, some option routes, but like 10 of your 14 routes were run straight and turn around.
That's incredible.
That's not going to work. That's a horrible play design. I guess that's why Dak took the vertical shot on second down.
Yeah.
Over the hitch routes. So I think you got to be better. And I am worried that because it is such a high bar, it's not going to be better.
Yeah.
But that's a very high bar to clear. So that's a very long-winded answer for I hope so, but I don't know.
I like that. That was a fun game. Cheers.
We passed 269, by the way. Blew by it. All right. Rashard Lee. Sell the team to Chat Sports. My offer stands. Give me 10 years.
10 years.
Maybe even 8 years. 8 years of ownership. And if I don't win a title, I will sell. I will sell the team. I will sell the team. Now I get to pocket the money, and I think that's fair, but just me. Cheers.
Cheers. Shout out to you guys.
Year Blues. I'm going to finish off some Corona here, too. I'll start drinking for those. All right, Year Blues. Going to go for the Super Bowl. Not here on the Cowboys Report, but Chat Sports will. We'll be live on our Eagles channel, our Chiefs channel, and potentially the main channel, too. That's still kind of up in the air at this point. All right, from Mark. Not that I want this, but if we draft that stud back, any chance a team gives up a 1 for Pollard? Dare I say a 1? I don't think so.
A little tag and trade?
I really like Pollard. I think the best you get is a 3rd.
Really?
It's just the value of it.
Yeah.
It's just the positional value. I love Pollard. We've been harping for years to give the ball to Pollard more on this channel, but I mean, I thought Jordan Howard was a decent back, and he got a 5th. I think Jeff Wilson's a good player. He got a 5th. So I just think that the value of having to pay it and the premium of the draft capital just makes it tough. Cheers.
Jordan King.
I understand people hating Dak. My dad's the same. Can't blame Dak for the bad routes, like a speed, bad drops under picks. Dak was aggressive and bit him this year. He's not perfect. I think that's all fair. Look, I think it's a much more nuanced conversation than First Take wants to have.
Yeah.
Undisputed. It's a much more nuanced conversation. He was the victim of some bad luck. I mean, you can go PFF does turnover-worthy plays, and I'll pull up the numbers here if I can find them. But, it's the example of, you threw the ball, was dropped by the defender. Mm-hmm. And that does not count you threw the ball and it bounced off your receiver's chest and it was picked off, which happened 2 straight games that were pick sixes. Or at least one of them was. The Noah Brown play was just what are we doing here? That's just brutal. So we can go look at turnover worthy. We will do throw percentage.
Okay.
To help factor in just the volume, and we'll do the minimum dropbacks. We'll do. Let's get a good number here. Let's look at the numbers. We'll do 50. Do that. We need to bump that up to 100. So I had Nick Foles and Trace McSorley and just not good players. So I'm actually shocked by that number, by this ordering. I have not looked at this before. I'm very surprised by this result. Okay. This is not what I was expecting. So I might change the number. Yeah, I'm gonna do 120 to get rid of I'm gonna do 120 to get rid of PJ Walker. No one gives a fuck about PJ Walker. And Winston was on there because it's Winston. So 120 is our custom number here. Taylor Heineke leads the way.
Okay. Does
not surprise me. Zach Wilson. Jameis Winston. This is turnover-worthy throw percentage.
Names you would assume.
Do you know who's next?
I have no idea.
It's Cooper Rush.
Really?
I'm very surprised by that.
Wow.
I will say that Rush, you got lucky on the positive side there.
Cooper Rush.
Justin Fields, I buy. Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, all tied for 7th. Tua, Geno Smith, Josh Allen, Deshaun, who sucked, by the way,
Yeah.
Mariota, Mitch Trubisky, Kyler Murray, then Dak Prescott.
Okay.
The bottom end is not that surprising. It's Mahomes, it's Burrow, it's Hurts, and Herbert. Like that part makes sense. So just overall turnover-worthy throws, you've got volume here. Josh Allen, makes sense.
Does make sense.
Geno, Jared Goff, Matt Ryan, Trevor Lawrence. And Matt Ryan played 12 games. That's super high percentage. Lawrence, Cousins, Brady, Fields, Jones, Dak. There is some bad luck in there, but he still had a high number.
Yeah.
So got to dial the back there. All right, Matt Batten, I love you guys. We love you, Matt. Thank you for being subscribed and super chatting here on the Cowboys Report. Crispy Bacon. Is Hunter Luke a Cowboy with our new West Coast offense? That is the North. That's the fullback, right? That's the North Dakota State fullback, I think.
Fullback with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm 90% sure. I'm in a group chat with some draft people. I'm 90% sure that's who they were talking about when they were talking fullback stuff.
Okay.
I think that's the North Dakota State fullback.
Will Power I coming to Dallas, Tom?
I don't hate it. He's fun. If I can get him on late day 3, let's ride. But that's just my mindset. Mark, Coach Jimmy said it best. Dak needs everything to be a top notch to shine. He can invest $40 million for quarterback. He needs everything handed to him. There's also, and I'll go different angle here a little bit. That's the market.
Yeah.
You can look at the highest paid quarterbacks. You've got guys like Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson on there. And none of those guys, at least recently for Russ, have done anything better than what Dak has done.
Yeah.
Imagine how we would react, understandably, if we played like Deshaun Watson did this year. He was bad. He hasn't played in 2 years. Makes sense. Or if we blew a 28-0, whatever it was, playoff lead.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We'd run Dak out of town.
Or I think Tom said it earlier.
Or Kyler's playoff game when he quit on his team.
Exactly.
Didn't want to play. So
the Aaron Rodgers point you made, could you imagine 3 straight pretty much home playoff losses? Dallas would be furious.
Part of this is, Rodgers is Rodgers. He can get to that. And that's fair.
Yes.
You can put Burrow in that category, too. He almost lost against the Ravens. Mm-hmm. It wasn't for Huntley going up and over for no reason. They lose that game, which is fine. That's how it works. There are different standards, and that's okay for different quarterbacks. But there's often, I'll call it the first-round pick plot armor.
Yeah.
Of wow, there were 20 bullets fired. How come the main character didn't die? Plot armor.
Okay,
He survived.
yeah.
So there's all different standards. Some of it's fair. Some of it's not, though. Matt, I want another shot. Shots.
I got you,
You
Matt.
know what? Patrick's got you. I'm going to start chugging this beer here.
I got you, Matt. Matt's been showing love all night.
People are asking, what the fuck's the noise in the background? Our Knicks channel's live. Hold on here. Hey, not so loud there, Marshall. And then he got louder.
As he gets louder.
There you go. Yeah, that's our Knicks stream in the background. So
cheers to
sorry,
you, Matt.
I'm sorry about that. There's only so much space when we have a handful of studios here. So making sure my wife didn't text me. Yeah, we're fine. Jordan King, why pay the mortgage when I can have you guys do shots?
It's a great point, Jordan.
Patrick, the last one. I'll do this one.
It's a great point, Jordan.
I love it, Jordan. Thank you.
Appreciate the support.
All right, Matt Batten. Jones hired Tom. He's very smart, and Tom we trust.
Tony, I'm going to start throwing Tom's name in offensive coordinator searches without him knowing.
Make me the GM. Hired Dane Brewer, first move, who owned the draft. From Mark, Tom, I would watch reruns of Oprah and The View. Well, we are in Cowboys Report After Dark, so it's fine. While pleasuring myself with a cheese grater for them to allow you to make personnel decisions this year.
Hell yeah, Mark. Clap it up for Mark. What a beautiful way to say that. You are a man with words, Mark.
Oh, my God.
Hilarious.
I'm going to screenshot that shit. What?
Shout out to Mark. The super chat of the night.
That's something. I'll tell you that. I'm
Oh
I'm not
my
really
God.
sure how to react to that one other than thank you, I think.
That is a compliment.
And that sounds oh so painful. But thank you, Mark. Any more supers that come in, we will revisit here in a little bit. But it's long past time for our 7-round Cowboys mock draft. The Sims are broken, and I take advantage of it getting started right now. This is the Cowboys Report brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-belt grooming, now taking care of your face. 20% off when you use promo and the description of today's show. It is a draft. These are the picks the Cowboys have on the Pro Football Network simulator. So it does include some speculation on like the comp picks. They are included there. Notable players off the board: Broderick Jones, Jack Robinson off the board, Keely Ringo, Joey Porter Jr., and Christian Gonzalez, all long gone. 5 other notable thought long and hard about Osiris Torrance, because I'm a huge fan of him, and I think he's going to be a plug-and-play at guard. Nolan Smith, the edge. Josh Downs, even Darnell Washington. But in the end, look, the Sims are broken. He might go top 15. Give me Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. And this happens about every year, a guy that I go in, December, I'm like, this guy's awesome. I like him a lot. And then we get to February and we go, oh, well, yeah, because he's going to go way earlier than anyone is projecting in the mock drafts here. Look at this production from Devin Witherspoon. Allowed a 35% completion rate, 206 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 14 pass breakups. That is awesome. That is unbelievable production. Now, he's a little thin. I wonder just what his top-end speed really is. But Devin Witherspoon is going to be a top 20 player for me, alongside corners like Joey Porter Jr., etc. I'm a big fan of what he offers. If I could get him in round 1, I'd be oh so happy. So who is your dream first-round pick? This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if an ad break happens to come here on YouTube, that's fine. Take advantage of it. Head down there, drop your dream first-round pick in the comment section. Round 2, tell you what, Zay Flowers off the board. That hurt me. Steve Avila, I like a lot at TCU. DeJuan Jones, I think he might go top 34. He was off the board there. Tuli Pelotu out of USC. He was gone one pick before me there. Other players. I think Lucas Van Ness is going to go much earlier, so I didn't take him. I think he's going to be a first-round pick. Derek Hall. Devon Achane would be a fun burner if you don't keep Pollard. That's a good name there. Elijah Cansey brings you a disruptive 3 technique there. And I would have taken Cody Mock as my new left guard from North Dakota State if Jalen Hyatt wasn't on the board. I don't think he's going to be there, but you know what? I didn't think Sky Moore was going to be there in round 2, and he almost was. I need speed at wide receiver. Hot, nasty, badass speed. And Jalen Hyatt brings that for me in a way that I have not seen on this Cowboys team in a very long time. Does he need work on his route tree? Yes. Is he very thin? Yes. He can be a good version, healthy version of Will Fuller for me. I don't have that right now. So I would think about Hyatt in round 1. I think there will be a good receiver in that top 60 range for Dallas. So give me Jalen Hyatt at the back end of round 2. Is he there? You know what? It's February. We'll find out later. But I'm going to take him in a heartbeat. Some news for you guys today. Manscaped has launched the Beard Hedger. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code Cowboys. The Beard Hedger takes care of your other head. Manscaped, the below-the-belt leaders in men's grooming, now taking care of you above, on, or just below the chin. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use promo code Cowboys. Don't wait. Get your Beard Hedger Pro kit today and take your beard game to the next level. That's manscaped.com, promo code Cowboys. Link will be in both the comments section and the description of today's show. By the way, my favorite thing is the beard conditioner. My beard gets a little bit scratchy, not nearly as bad with the beard conditioner. Check it out today, manscaped.com, promo code Cowboys. Round 3, Ivan Pace, who I like a lot as an undersized linebacker, off the board for me. Offensive guard, Keanu Benton, I think will go top 50, but I was going to take him there. Under the radar player, Israel Abakanada out of Pitt, good running back. Luke Musgrave might go top 50, tight end for Oregon State. Some other players on the board. 2 good tight ends. It's a really good tight end class. Sam Laporta from Iowa, Kraft from South Dakota State. Thought about Byron Young from Alabama, to Marvin Overstrom from Texas. In the end, though, I'm going to go offensive line. I want to keep building the trenches. Give me Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse, the left tackle who I think could play left guard in the NFL. He got some left guard work, by the way, at the Senior Bowl. In general, the numbers aren't going to look the bestest when you're drafting at pick, number 85, in that non-top 50 range. There are some concerns there. He was better last year production-wise. 1 sack, 1 hit, 9 hurries, more flags. The pressures are pretty consistent. Sacks are a quarterback stat. Quarterback downgrade this year for Syracuse. Not an elite run blocker. A little short on the arms, under 34 inches, so I think at left guard could be a decent fit for you. By the way, also needs some depth along the offensive line in general, so I think the value is actually about right for where he could end up going, and that's how the offensive line often works. You guys want more Cowboys YouTube videos? Hit that sub button. We have free videos for you every single day. Don't miss out. YouTube.com/@CowboysTV. Let's move now to round 4. 2 backs. Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. Eric Gray from Oklahoma. Keandre Coburn's there. I thought about Mike Morris, who I think could go top 100 out of Michigan, but edge isn't the biggest need for me. The tight end class is now getting picked over. And I do think if you don't keep Dalton Schultz, draft another one. Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan. It's a deep tight end class, and he helps the depth. Now, he could maybe go round 5, depending on how he tests at the combine, but he's a reliable playmaker. Not going to give you, 1,000 yards. This is no, Travis Kelce, or it's no Mark Andrews, but he fits what the Cowboys have typically liked at the tight end position, and the Dak seems to like trustworthy guys. He's had 3 drops the last 2 years. I think Schultz had 6 this year. That's pretty good. Now, of all the Cowboys positions that they could draft this year, offensive line, D-line, cornerback, receiver, quarterback, what do you think is the Cowboys' biggest draft need? Let me know in the comments section right now. We're going to jump to round 5 and just go to the picks here because, we're not to where people know most of the names, which I'm not there either. Keandre Coburn, fatties only, will never, ever die here on the Cowboys Report. I was surprised he was there. He could go top 100 maybe. The numbers are not like, 4 TFLs, 2.5 sacks. The pressure jump he had this year is significant. 31%. Coburn is the fatty in the interior that I've been searching for. The run stopper who has flashed just enough as a pass rusher, especially this year, to make it worthwhile. Round 5 again. They got multiple 5th-round picks here. Deuce Vaughn. I'm so in on this. I would love to take a round 3 back. Or day 3 back. There are so many good ones. Deuce Vaughn's production at Kansas State was awesome. Look at this stuff. 293 carries, 1,500 yards, 9 scores. 21 is even better. Look at that. 235 carries, 1,400 yards, 18 scores. He's a 3-down back. He's basically Darren Sproles 2.0. He's very small, but he's quick. He can catch passes. Went to Kansas State. No, by the way, his dad is a scout for the Dallas Cowboys. He's actually the assistant director, I believe, of college scouting. So I mean, no one knows Deuce better than the Cowboys do. If I can get Deuce Vaughn or Roshan Johnson, Tajay Spears, whatever on day 3, sign me up right this second. Now, any round, could be round 1, round 2, day 3, what NFL draft prospect do you want to take? Let me know right now in the comment section. Another round 5 pick, Nick Herbig, who is going to be insanely divisive. This is Zach Bond all over again. He is not big. We're talking like 6'2", 230, somewhere in there. I'm checking my notes if I have it. 6'2", 230. That's not edge size. That is off-ball linebacker size. But he was super productive. 15.5 tackles for loss, 11 sacks. The last 2 years, around an 18% pressure, 18.5% pressure rate. That's awesome. Much like I don't think he falls to you in round 5. Blame the sim, not me, Pro Football Network. But day 3, a DPR designated pass rusher? Yeah, let's ride if I can get him actually on day 3. All right, 6th round, another offensive tackle. Connor Galvin out of Baylor. I thought he regressed a little bit this year. Again, maybe it's the offensive, the quarterback's issue there. But I'm going to keep throwing picks on the offensive line. I am, because I think it's a good path to go about things here. 4 sacks, 3 hits, 9 hurries. Last year for Connor Galvin, by the way, 0 sacks, 1 hit, 2 hurries. There was some slight round 1 buzz from Galvin entering this year. Did not happen, which is okay. Late day 3, throw picks on the offensive line and throw them at quarterback. It's too valuable. Give me Max Duggan out of TCU. I think many of you will like this one. He was there, pick 246, and I'm on board with Jerry Jones saying I want to take a day 3 quarterback pretty much every year. I don't think Duggan ends up being a franchise guy. Frankly, I think he ends up being a backup QB. But if I'm wrong, and he's more than that, if he's the new Brock Purdy somehow, that's awesome. He's incredibly tough. He's a dual threat. There are problems under pressure. He wasn't a starter to begin there for TCU. Big mistake by the Horned Frogs, but worked out fine there in the end. Breakout year. Day 3, 7th round. Yeah, bring me Max Duggan, and I will continue my ginger backup QB tradition for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's recap here one time, a little bit slower, since we're doing this on the Cowboys Report After Hours, and I'm not sober anymore. Devin Witherspoon, round 1. Jalen Hyatt, round 2. The Sims are broken. They're broken, man. They are broken. Matthew Bergeron, round 3. Luke Schoonmaker, round 4. So O-line tight end going offense heavy. I wonder why. Keandre Coburn, my new fatty on the defensive line. Deuce Vaughn, who, imagine Deuce with like a Tony Pollard. Pass pro issues, but that's fun. Nick Herbig, the edge/linebacker from Wisconsin. Connor Galvin at Baylor OT, and Max Duggan from TCU. So grade the mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. Get those votes in for me right now in the comment section. I can stay on this for a little bit here. I'll go back to that later. We're going to do supers tonight. That's all we're doing. Supers the rest of the way. And I owe some beer cheers here. I realize now that in hindsight, we should probably eat dinner if we're going to do Cowboys Report After Dark. That's probably what we should do. We're just not going to do it. We will stay live as long as Supers come in. We'll be here till midnight if you guys want. I shouldn't quote with you, but surprise.
Cool with me.
Yeah, there you go. I love the attitude.
After Tom giving the Cowboys Witherspoon and Jalen Hyatt in the first 2
Pissing off you because you did that for Minnesota in a heartbeat. You do that so fast.
Easy. That would be a
That's
dream.
why it's not going to happen.
That's
why it's not going to happen. Although, I do avoid the that would never happen thing because it does happen all the time.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Ward, when it rains, it pours. Jack, are y'all going to be live for the Super Bowl? I don't plan on it. Let me go check one thing here. If you can respond about the Super Bowl for a second here.
I know the Eagles channels here at Chat Sports and the Chiefs channels will both be live, and I'm pretty sure our Raiders channel will also be live, and maybe on the main Chat Sports page.
If we're live, it'd be me on main. I'm just going to go check real quick because Brett and I talked about it, about maybe doing it.
Possibly. Tune in.
Let me
maybe.
Let me check here.
Jeffrey Ward, I will say, I love your profile pic. Are you a pilot? I think you are.
Oh, you're right. He is. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Did you see the viral social media post going around from
No.
Reddit? I'll send it to you. It's it's someone claiming like it's the "Am I the asshole?" post. I think like 80% of those are made up. Like they're just fake. It was like, "Am I the asshole for my wife for asking my wife to respect my title of pilot?" He's not a pilot. He just has a flight simulator and thinks he is good enough to be a pilot, even though he's never taken a test.
Well,
he's a restaurant manager. I will send it to you. It is absolutely hilarious.
Sounds like he's a pilot.
But he's not. That's the thing. I'll
it's
check.
like if you play a golf simulator on the
well,
tour,
it's like us doing the mock draft sims going, I am a GM. No, we're not. But it's fun. All right, Time Master 74. Pollard is damaged goods now. He wasn't an every down back before the injury, given a shared role, remember, probably not Zeke. So, elements I agree here. The surgery was a tightrope ankle procedure. It's not that bad. That was the surgery. The leg was broken. I'd rather a broken leg than like a torn ACL. Like, I think it'll be fine come April, whatever, May for camp stuff. Like, it'll be fine. I do think in general, should always split carries. Sucks for fantasy, I know, but I'm not giving someone outside of Derrick Henry
that's it.
300 carries.
And he's probably realistic the only back in the league I would.
Yeah, I agree. So I would keep it in a shared role. It's a matter of how do you balance the money and the investment there.
Yeah.
My ideal outcome, and we'll show how it gets into problems here, I would take a new back in the 4th round every year. Okay. Every year I'm taking a new 4th round back. And Dallas did that with Pollard, and he's good, and now I'm like, I kind of want to pay him.
So what's your dream outcome with Zeke?
Oh, he's
would
gone.
it just be cut? Just
cut him.
Cut
Like,
bait,
if he wants to play for $1.5 million, sure, whatever, it's fine. I'll draft a new 4th round back, and I'll honestly non-guaranteed salary. Let Zeke and Malik Davis fight for the 3rd RB role.
Yeah.
Now that's not going to happen, but that's what I would do. So I'm not that worried about the injury. I'm not. But the shared back role, yeah. I will say this though too. Your front office said for 3.5 years he can't handle a bigger workload. And every time his workload's gotten bigger, it's been fine.
Yeah.
Like your offense against the
That's
Niners, they missed Pollard. And because he's one of your 2 actual playmakers. It's Lamb and Pollard. That is it.
See, that's why I'm maybe more of a Dak defender than most people in that Niners game. You lose Pollard, and plus what you just said, of 10 of the 14 routes being curls.
He wasn't good enough, to be clear. I think we all agree on that one, even you too.
Yes.
But, like, the margin for error with this team was very small.
Especially against that team.
Especially against the best defense in the NFL. Like, the Niners defense played great against the Eagles, by the way.
Best overall roster probably in NFL.
They kicked the Eagles' ass on when they were on defense. Hurts had like 4.5 yards per attempt. But they literally couldn't throw the football.
Yeah.
So they were screwed. So higher expectations, I get all that. It's fair. But I agree with you. All right, Matt Batten. Knicks must be winning. Made my day. What's the score?
I was going to say, they must be winning. You can hear them right now.
I'll pull it up here in a minute. Oh, freaking Marshall something on Knicks. He's our New York boy, even though he's not even from New York. Let me check the score here. Oh, that's right. It's Knicks versus Heat.
Yeah,
so he's trolling Rolly.
Yeah, him and Rolly are going at it.
Rolly's a Heat fan. It's 77-69. We're about to get a Julius Randle turnover, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Although
We'll see how it ends.
He's got 21 tonight. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Butler's got 8. Oof. Oh my God, R.J. Barrett has 21.
Oh, wow.
Grimes has 14. They don't have Brunson tonight. That's funny. All right, Matt Batten. Devin's a beast. Take him if he's there.
He has to be.
Dude, he's so good. You've done some mock drafts like we were doing in January or February or December, January. I'm like, this guy's really good, but
where did the hype for him? Like, I feel like it's taken off the last 2 weeks.
Jeremiah.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Jeremiah. It's DJ. He knows what he's doing. Happens every year. There's always a couple guys who like we put him in back end of round 1 because like the whispers kind of begin, and then like the big media guys like DJ and occasionally Mel Kiper and McShay are like he's special, like way up there. Like Trayvon Walker, the extreme example last year. We had some round 1 mocks in December. Mm-hmm. No one else did. They went number 1 overall.
Where is Witherspoon on your corner rankings right now? Is he
one?
Or?
I always wait until after the combine because I value the athletic testing. Like I use it. It's important to me. He's 2 right now.
Who's your 1?
Joey Porter Jr.
He's
so
your 1?
It's Porter Jr., Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez.
I was gonna say the Oregon guy's nice.
Keely Ringo, who I think is now so overrated he's underrated.
Okay.
That's kind of where we're at. Like all of a sudden, because he's gonna test so well. Uh-huh. He's running like 4.4, 33-inch arms. He's gonna test so well.
Clark Phillips,
and then Cam Smith, then Clark Phillips.
Okay.
I like Clark Phillips a lot. Dallas will not take him.
No.
Short arms. It's not their style. It's not their style.
Oh yeah, Dan Quinn loves it.
My hot take, by the way, is that Nashawn Wright's brother, Najon Wright, is better than Nashawn.
Really?
That's my hot take.
That's your hot take?
I like him more than Najon Wright. I see Sam Jordan says Brian Brzee. So much like Keely Ringo, so overrated he's now underrated.
Okay.
Type of deal. Like
that's a Clemson guy.
He's the Clemson guy. Like it's all traits. Like he's 5-star. He's 6'5", 300. He's gonna test in the 90th percentile. He's gonna be awesome testing wise. He's never quite put it together though.
Yeah.
But at DT, those freaky 3 techniques, I will take them.
Yeah.
Because
he's gonna be top 15 almost for sure.
I'm not sure. The production's just not there.
Okay.
Like the traits are there. But, like, I go back to examples of, like, extreme examples. Jeffrey Simmons, Chris Jones. Traits over the production often pays off. All right, Matt Batten. Keep the supers coming, folks. We'll stay live as long as they come in. Bijan, I'm going to pick at 26 if he's there. I'd take high in the second if he's there, too. I just know the running back stuff's it's just going to terrify me. Because I will say it again.
Bijan so bad, Tom.
Can you take him for me for Minnesota instead?
No, we're not taking him. I don't want a running back.
What if Dalvin Cook gets cut? Because he's like borderline washed now.
I'm still just against running backs round 1.
That's the problem.
That's just how I am.
Again,
I'll never draft a running back round 1.
I'll be honest. I finished my Bijan scouting report. Let me just read off from it here. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot. My comp for Bijan. I fucking forgot about this shit. He's good Ezekiel Elliott.
No
He's
way.
year 1 Zeke. Yes, he is. He's a 3-down back.
Jerry's taking him, Tom.
He's good Zeke. And I mean that in a positive way. He's good Zeke.
So good Zeke, good Pollard. That's the best backfield
That's awesome.
in the NFL.
Like, he's awesome vision. There's very few negative run. He gets skinny to fit those holes. The burst is there. Contact balance. I'll give you a guess here. Yards after contact. What is his average?
I'm going to go 4.2.
Close. 4.4.
4.4.
That's fucking insane.
That's insane.
Averaging 4.5 yards after contact. 89 snaps per fumble is a little on the low end, but it's fine. Deuce Vaughn is like 450, by the way. It's absurd. He's got an awesome build. He's thick where he needs to be. He doesn't have that. I don't think he's going to run 4.4.
Yeah.
He's running like 4.48 maybe, which like Zeke too. Like, he's fast enough, right? Room to grow as a pass blocker. Like, I've got some very nitpicky moments. Like, he's going to be a top 10 player for me.
It seems like you're talking yourself into taking.
No, but like that, like pure player, he's top 10 for me.
Yeah.
Like honestly, maybe top 5. But it's running back.
I know.
Like,
That's
I don't know what to do with
thing.
that. Like, I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't.
You made the point earlier. If you do take a running back in round 1, you're going to want to pay him once that contract's up because you're not going to just want to let him go and be like, I let the first round pick leave.
Because like that's a failure. If you don't pay your first round back, you failed. But
if you pay your,
I don't want to pay a 27-year-old back. Like that is the problem. People are saying, pausing me for saying he's thick where he needs to be, but he is thick lower body.
That's where you want him.
I'm a big fan of the Maurice Jones-Drew build.
Yeah, thighs and ass.
Tougher to bring down. I agree. Matt says draft Luke Schoonmaker. He's a good pick. We need a tight end. I'm on board there. Matt Batten, take Max Duggan or Clayton Tune on day 3. I'm good. Who are my other? I got the list here. Other day 3 picks at tight end. All right, at quarterback. I don't love the depth this year.
At the quarterback spot?
Because guys like Spencer Rattler, Bo Nix, who I'm like,
that would be exciting.
Let's see what happens. Let's gamble. They all went back. So, like, Jake Haener, Tune, Duggan. Then it's like Aiden O'Connell, very undersized. Stetson Bennett, who's like, it's like Bryce Young, but not as good size. Jaron Hall, the arm wrestler kid dad. Tyson Bagent, Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Fun pick.
That's like kind of where I'm at. I'm looking at Dane Bluger's top 15. Got someone named Tim DeMorat out of Fordham as QB 15.
So what are...
Never heard of him.
I see it in the chat. Darnell Washington. What if he's there when the Cowboys are picking and Schultz leaves?
Can I do round 2? Because I think there'll be a better player at a position in round 1. I will say this.
Do you think Jerry, though? If he looks at Darnell Washington, he sees that 6'7" frame.
I think the front office would say, no, let's go elsewhere. I am prepared to risk it all for Darnell Washington. I love him. I know some people like Dalton Kincaid or a Luke Musgrave. That's all fine. Give me Darnell Washington. Yes. We can check in at the Combine in late February, early March. When he shows up at 6'7", 275 with like 5% body fat, everyone's going to be like, holy shit, this guy. I am all the way in on Darnell Washington. He can block. He can catch.
Freak athlete.
I would think about it. I really would. I don't think tight end's that big of a need. So what I would like to do is let's fix all of our needs, and maybe he's your BPA.
Yeah.
And then you're fine. All right, Rashard Lee, how about Tom Brady as Cowboys quarterbacks coach? Wouldn't get my hopes up there. Because why would Brady do it? What's his deal with Fox?
It's like a $500 million deal or something like that.
Fucking ridiculous. Let me pull it up here. It's also it's 9:30 East Coast, so I can swear now. We can swear.
I don't think Tom Brady
10 years, $375 million.
Okay, so he's not gonna take.
Motherfucker's making Dak quarterback money with Fox.
No.
What a horrible deal for Fox, by the way.
Tom, you're making the point earlier about like Michael Jordan like being one of the worst GMs in NBA history. Like, I feel like Tom Brady would have that effect a little bit. Like, Dak, why can't you make that read? Why can't you make that throw? Like, we're not all Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not fair, but that's how it goes. Jordan King, Marshall back there reminds me of the night I gained my middle brother. I remember like it was yesterday. Still gives me nightmares. I'm going to screenshot this one, too. This one's funny.
That's up there. That's up there for best super chat of the night, Jordan.
That's up there, Jordan. Keep them coming.
Guys, we're also $18 away
from
another round of shots.
Let's go. I love it.
Who's got us? $18.
Yep. Dev. So we go big offer for Mike Evans. How old is Mike Evans these days? What, 28? 29? 29 years old.
29.
I want speed, but because of his size, Mike Evans is a vertical threat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd do it. He also kills me every year in fantasy, by the way, because I always end up with him. And he finished the year with 1,000 yards and 6 scores.
But he had about 200 of that in the last.
207 and 3 scores in the final game when I'm out of the goddamn playoffs. So, and it's over anyway. So I would do it. He and Lamb. Whew, I don't know if Tampa would though. Yeah. Rashard Lee, draft edge rusher Nolan Smith. So I'll do it. Whatever. I'm drunk. I saw an article claiming Nolan Smith, Micah Parsons 2.0. No! Stop doing that. Stop comparing anyone to Micah Parsons. You're not going to find the next one. You're just not. Not going to happen. The odds of that are about 1 in 100,000 or a million. Like, it's just not going to happen. So Nolan Smith out of Georgia, I like him late round 1. Mm-hmm. But your expectations have to be correct. If you're thinking, well, shit, I'm going to get Micah Parsons, and then you don't get Micah, you go, well, this isn't right. But you've actually got like a 9-sack player. That's really good. Let me pull up my notes for Nolan if I have them. I think I got to him already. No, I didn't get to Nolan Smith because I was. No, I did. Because he didn't play. Like, limited production. We're talking 3 sacks this year. Okay. 4.5 last year. Linebacker's a misnomer. It's a 3-4 scheme in Georgia. He is an edge rusher. Like, he's going to come off the edge. I see NFL starter, 2nd round grade, only 188 snaps. You're a little bit light in the pants. Listed at 235. Kind of skinny. Like, there's upside there. I think he goes first round. Or late or early round 2, worst case. But he's not going to be Micah. And between Micah, Tank Lawrence, if you bring back Dorrance Armstrong, Sam Williams,
it's not a big need.
It's not a need. Yeah. So he's there in round 2. Let's ride, but not first round 1. I think you have to take him there in the end. Jeffrey Ward, I think Tony Pollard will have a down year if he's trying to do the injury. Robinson would be a great injury. Why does he want to be Zeke all over again? A lot I agree with there. And also this point, I'm not using my first round pick on an insurance policy.
Especially at running back. Like, Tyler Smith, you could have pitched as an insurance policy, but he was going to start at left guard for you. So it was fine. Yeah. That was fine. Like, I'm not taking a pure left tackle now. Like, it's not how I'm going to go there in the end. It's not really something that I have interest in. It's not something that I want at all. So, all right, Matt Batten. I watched Lakers Report 2. Go Lakers. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to Matt.
Thank you, Matt. And Mark. I got my cheese grater, Tom. No Shante Carver picks. What a throwback there. Wide receiver, my first option, but best player left at wide receiver, offensive guard, DT, cornerback. We should have one stud drop to us. So I would look at.
I like that.
I would love Jordan Addison. Give me the speed.
He could.
Give me the. He could.
I wouldn't be shocked.
He's small. Give me the speed. Addison at receiver. I'm in on Osiris Torrance at guard. I was talking to some other draft people that I trust, and I'm like, tell me why I shouldn't have Torrance top 20 on my board.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of answers.
He never allowed a sack at Florida. I think he was hidden by their scheme of like run foot, or in college in general, same scheme of Florida and Louisiana. But like,
could you see Jerry taking a guard in round 1?
Yeah.
You think you could? Okay.
They did last year with Tyler Smith.
True.
Now they want position flex, so like they might take a Cody Mock instead. But like, give me the good guard.
Yeah.
Give me Torrance. DT. We asked someone to mention Brian Brzee earlier. He might be there for you.
Yeah.
And you've spent a lot of like day 2, day 3 picks on DTs. 26, I'll gamble on Brian Brzee. Like, I don't love him, but he'll be in that range for me.
And if he hits him and Micah for the next 6, 7, 8 years, I mean, come on.
I don't love Brzee at 6. 26. That's that combo. Cornerback, we've on this a lot on Vikings and in person. So many names I like.
So many good names.
And then I can cut Kelvin Joseph, and everyone's happy. Andres Yabarvo, who's screaming in the background. It's distracting. Yeah.
Be quiet.
That's Marshall. He's right back there doing our Knicks stream. Mark, I know Brady is slowing with age, but do you agree it's age or more that their O-line had issues, no ground game, receivers banged up, not 100%? So specifically for Brady, little column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, F, whatever. When the trust isn't there, it's bad. And that's true for any QB. Go back and watch Dak last year against the 49ers. Trust is not there, and it shows. Like, I've kept watching the J-Ron Curse red zone interception, and I'll send it to you right now. That's just on Brady.
Oh, yes.
Like, there's nobody else who you can blame. Like, yeah, they ran play action. It wasn't there. Like, they ran play action. Brady pumped. He doesn't get touched. He throws it away before he's touched, and it's picked because he panicked. And that's Brady doing it. That's the GOAT, right? So the O-line wasn't the same. You know, no one does. He throws it out of the end zone. It doesn't matter. They probably score on that drive. But he underthrows it because he's not the same quarterback that he was. So the lack of a ground game is a problem. The O-line's a problem. But much like Dak against the 49ers, he didn't play well enough. I mean, there were a lot of bad throws in that game for Brady. He wasn't good enough. Matt Batten says shot.
It is a shot, Tom.
We are at 375 in Soups. Let's ride.
Shout out to Matt. The main man, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers. We're staying live as long as the supers come in here. All right. I think we're on Andres Yabarvo now.
Yeah.
Cowboys are the only ones eyeing Rodgers. I don't think they're eyeing him.
I don't think so either.
I don't think you want to have McCarthy and Rodgers back together again.
Oh, could you imagine?
I don't think that's just not going to work. Like, they tried that, it failed.
Yeah.
So, plus the money, the assets, I don't think it's a good idea. I think the Raiders and Jets, one of those two end up with Rodgers, if he gets traded, by the way. Jordan King, $10. Tom, we're going to make you owner. Start naming kitchen utensils to get to work. Marcus Bin Laden, I just don't own a cheese grater. Make this work. Also, is Marshall making a baby? I'm going to screenshot that one, too.
He's having a good time.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going on behind that wall. Who knows?
ESPN says it's 94-89 Knicks over Heat. So
5 minutes left, so it's going to probably get louder as we.
And Jimmy Butler's 4 of 12 from the field. Man, he needs to bring back the dreads. Once the dreads are back, he'll be good again. They're playing Udonis Haslem tonight.
No, they're not.
He's got 10 minutes.
No way.
Why?
The old man?
Dude, Haslem's like 75 years old.
Good for Haslem.
R.J. Barrett's got 25.
Yeah.
No Cam Reddish tonight. Oh, Marshall's pissed at Evan Fournier.
Who would have thought?
1 of 7 from the field.
1 of 6 from 3.
Brutal. All right, Matt Batten, who won, the Knicks or the Heat? As of right now, it's 94-89, 5 minutes to go. Knicks are up. There you go. Rashard Lee, Tom, what's your favorite beer? I'm a big fan of the Shiner Bock myself. I don't know if you had that yet.
I've had that.
Local beer, but weirdly enough, they had it when I went to school at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. They had Shiner Bock there.
Really?
Delicious. Anything Shiner related, Dallas Blonde is good.
Yes.
For the light, national beers, Corona's also good.
Keystone Light. I know Tom's a fan.
I hate Keystone.
It's so gross. I
Keystone's gross. Now, the Smooth Pilsner, Natty Light, I'm down with.
That's a classic.
Natty's delicious.
Natty is actually very
Am I ever sober when I drink it? No. Never. Absolutely not, which probably helps. But Natty's a Smooth Pilsner, man.
Yeah.
All right, from Mark. Does brother Jeremy's head fit through the door these days? Dak aside, the issue is Skeletor, and Sonny's Chief thinks he has an eye for talent. He does. Look, one of my favorite stories I've ever heard about Jerry is they're at the Senior Bowl. Do you remember Tanner Lee? Nebraska quarterback.
Okay.
He got drafted. He sucks. Tanner Lee is bad at football. Like, he's just, I'll pull up his numbers here. Like, he's just not a good football player. And he was at Tulane, and he was at Nebraska for a little bit. I think like the Jags drafted. The Jags took him 203 overall. His final year at Nebraska, 57.5%, 23 scores, 18 picks.
Okay, so not
horrible.
Yeah.
He's at the Senior Bowl. And Jerry goes, to media reporters, Jerry goes, it's Tanner Leavoy about to throw a pick. You watch. Next pass. Picked off. Jerry goes, still got it there, huh? Which, like, hey, he was right. But you're not the GM, Jerry. You're the owner. Tanner Lee sucks. You should know that. So they think they know ball, and they did 20 years ago.
They don't know.
Now they don't. The owner does not know ball. That's concerning. Rashard Lee, who's your favorite NFL player of all time? You want to go first? Because I have mine.
I got mine too.
Okay.
Mine's Adrian Peterson. I grew up Vikings fans. I guess he kind of, I don't know, very mainstream answer for Vikings fans, but it's definitely Adrian Peterson by far. I could watch his highlights all day long.
I'm Deion Sanders.
Deion, okay.
I love Deion.
That's a good answer.
That's why I don't care if my corners can't tackle. Like Deion didn't tackle
yeah.
or shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a crap about corners not tackling. So I go with. What
about non-Cowboy? I guess
Deion kind of counts there.
Yeah.
Deion's kind of both, I guess, in the end. He wasn't really a Cowboy, but like he also was.
Yeah.
Played with so many teams. Deion's always my go-to there. Favorite Cowboys up there with Sean Lee.
Really?
I always loved him. I still think if he had just stayed healthy, he'd have been a Hall of Fame player.
Really?
I think he was so freaking smart, despite still good athletic ability. Like we put Sean Lee and Luke Kuechly in the same tier.
Yeah.
Of like these guys are awesome linebackers. Kuechly retired early. Sean Lee got hurt. Any of those guys. All right, Matt Batten, bring back old Jerry. He's a gambler. Take some risks. My theory. Jerry, and this is just my theory, no sourcing, whatever. Jerry Jones saw the end of the Al Davis tenure.
Okay.
When Al Davis was just like, give me the speed, and I just like wasn't all fully there, and he didn't want that to be his legacy. Because we forget about all the great stuff Al Davis did for the Raiders, and we go, he was senile at the end, taking speed players.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that for himself. So he's chose to give power to Stephen Jones, McClay, front office, etc., and there's too much power for Stephen.
I think maybe age might be tapping him on the shoulder, be like, hey, you got a couple years left. Let's go for it.
It should be, but the actions say it's not. I think that's Stephen in his ear. But by the way, Mark, I went out with Connor McGovern's fiance before they were a couple. Talked to her, bitch said ownership there is toxic. They are glad they are out. You mean Williams? Because McGovern's still there. Well, unless you mean free agent. So clarify for me there, Mark. But, yeah. Ownership is a little bit toxic, for you guys. Barry Sanders, says Mark. No one is close, and Randy White, the manster himself.
Barry Sanders highlights are awesome to watch.
They're so stupid.
Oh, they're ridiculous.
It does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It's just like...
He looks like more modern day than modern day running backs now.
It's absolutely insanity. And he clarified Connor Williams, the ex-guard. And I think Cole Beasley had some similar comments in the end. Yeah. From Michael Walden, regardless of the record next season, if McCarthy can't win a divisional round, does that mean he's gone and Quinn will take over? Depends on how you get there in the end.
Yeah.
Like, if it's this year 2.0, he might stay. What are the other head coaching jobs? Like, I think at his core, to help the Shield, which is bad of him, Jerry does not want to pay a bunch of contracts for coaches who got fired.
Yeah. Not
what he wants to do. Mike will be in year 4. He'll eat a year of that contract. But if it ends in heartbreak again, he's not going to get Garrett. He's not going to get 10 years. Not a chance. But I think putting McCarthy as the play caller is a clear sign.
Boy,
you got to get us further.
And Jerry said he's the next Tom Landry.
Which Jerry is that is Jerry. I'm going to speak it into existence. Which, like, I get, but not going to happen. $10 from Don Murray.
Dan, I'll take
Cheers, Don.
I'll take a shot for you. Appreciate it, man.
We're 39 away from a new shot, by the way.
Let's go.
Mark to clarify, Connor Williams' ex-girlfriend. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. That's kind of what I suspected, but yeah, I buy it. Matt Batten. I love Barry Sanders and Deion Sanders.
Good.
Two very safe answers. Like, two of the most electric players in NFL history. Jordan King. Last chat of the night. Got to work early. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, Jordan. Also, tell Marshall to wear protection. He's going so hard back there. All right. I'm gonna screenshot that one too.
Love it, Jordan. That's a good one.
That's a good one too. Matt Batten, $10 shot. All right, I'll do one more, even though we are about what?
29.
$29 in supers away from another shot.
Who's got us?
Do one more. Put 2 minutes on the clock here. / I will do it. As long as the supers come in, we'll stay live. So 2 minutes on the clock, starting right now. 2 minutes. And we'll go 2 minutes maybe total. It is 9 o'clock at night, so it's getting a little late, at least for us here. Weird, my wife's in this. Oh, you're going to go pee? You broke the seal like a rookie. Broke the seal like a first year. As long as the supers come in, we will stay live, then we'll sign off for the night. Thank you all so much. You've been super chatting, tuning in, etc. As Marshall goes nuts behind the scenes. Looks like the Knicks are going to win here. I'll check in momentarily. 4-point lead. RJ Barrett's got 98. Cheers to you, Matt. Jenkins says he likes Jalen Jones in the second. Me too. I gotta look more into him because I like the initial watching, I think he's a good player, but no one else likes him from what I've seen from the guys I trust in draft media. So I like him a lot. Great production. Maybe there's some testing stuff, but I will check it out there from that standpoint. Don has a question from his super chat, by the way. Should the Cowboys try to take an offensive playmaker to be fixed in free agency? Addison's the guy I want. Eagles suck. I don't like giving up assets. For Addison, if he can give maybe a fourth, I do it. That's fine. But I want to keep my top 100 picks. I do. I think those are too valuable for me. So I would ride with my picks there. One super chat from Mark and one from Matt. And then I think we'll sign off here after that. So last call for supers. Then we'll sign off for the night. Next Tom Landry. On the next Ron Jeremy. It's a great one too. This man is delusional. Next we'll see JJ call it Depends Undergarment Stadium. Hope his eyes open up. It's good, Mark. I like it there. Shout out to Matt Batten, $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. And Mark. I never understood hiring an offensive guru and having more. It would help develop Dak. It's not true. It's on coaching. I don't disagree. I remember when they first hired Mike McCarthy. I was shocked that they kept Kellen Moore. He's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
Different scheme. And I do still wonder, despite what they've said publicly, was Mike told, we'll hire you, but you're keeping Kellen.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, and there were some whispers of that. Tough to know what's true or not in the end.
And the Chargers are going to make the AFC Championship game at least, Tom. What's going to happen.
If all of a sudden Kellen Moore stops calling the bad plays and is consistent, I'm going to be in shambles.
Especially with Herbert.
Because that means the whispers of, hey, Jerry and Steven say do this, do this, do this, do that, means they're all true.
Yeah.
And that means it's never going to change. No matter who the quarterback is, who the head coach is, it's never going to change.
Yeah.
Terrifies me. Matt Batten threw in a sticker / emoji. It's the beaming face with smiling eyes. Thank you, Matt. And Mark, who is brother Patrick's team.
The Vikings. You guys own us. 3 straight years you guys beat us in Minnesota. But, yeah, I am a Vikings fan.
All right, one last call. A minute on the clock. We are $15 in supers away from another shot. I'll finish my beer here. A minute to go. Then we're signing it off. Cease wants to go out tonight.
That's it.
Lightweight Seatman wants to go drink again. And I'm going to go home and see my family and pray to God to leave us through the goddamn night.
Let Tom get
I don't know what happened. She was sleeping through the night, and then we had a babysitter, and she got sick, and now she won't. She's had me up for every single night. Cheers.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight.
Godfather Cards, by the way. Would you draft Sean Clifford? That's the Penn State QB. Went to my high school.
Really?
By the way, yeah. St. X. I don't think I would.
No?
I don't think I would. It'd be fun, but no, I'm not going to there. Mark, $2. Moore has a much better quarterback and wide receivers to work with.
I'm saying.
He does.
And I don't know what offensive line.
That Chargers skill guys fit what he wants to do. I think deep down, Kellen does not want to run the football. He wants to throw the ball, set up the ground game.
Yeah.
Which I think is right. But when your bosses, McCarthy or Joneses, were like, we're going to run the football,
they're going to run the football.
Makes things tough. So, I don't know. If Kellen's good, be a lot of mad Cowboys fans. Whether we're blaming the head coach, ownership of the QB, it ain't going to be pretty.
Yeah. Could you ever see a situation? Kellen, he kills it.
3 away from a shot, folks.
McCarthy gets fired. Do you think that would...
And they bring back Kellen.
Like, do you think
yes,
there's an avenue for that?
Yes.
Okay.
In the grand multiverse, that universe
exists.
100% exists. Now, it would also require, I think, the Jones boys to go like, we're just going to let you throw the football around. But they've always liked Kellen. But they love Garrett, too. That didn't work out for them in the end. So I don't... It's dicey. There it is, 469 in Supers. Matt Batten. There we go. Good number. Last shot of the night from me and the pair sticker thumb up there.
Appreciate it, Matt.
We'll get Mark's super chat and then sign off here for the night. Cheers.
Appreciate it, Matt. You're the man.
Jump in on Knicks here in a little bit. It's a 3-point game. How can you want to throw the ball and you have a decent elite quarterback and one good receiver option? I'm no fan of Dak, but you Tolbert in Washington. Well, I think want and doing are different things.
Yeah.
I think if they had Amari and good Gallup, they'd have kept throwing the football. That's what Kellen Moore wants to do. Yeah. He didn't always do it because of what you laid out there. So I think it's a fair question, and it's part of the issues that they had this year. All right, last super chat, then we're signing off from Mark. Boy, y'all have strong livers. Much aloha. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Mark.
We were busting out some of the leftover chocolates and peanuts that you sent because I needed them the other night. Much aloha to you too, Mark. I only drink it at work now.
I think I'm
every now and then I drink outside, like I'll have a glass of wine, but that is it. I don't
most
drink
of the
outside
damage
of
done
work.
here.
I don't drink outside of work. Liver cannot handle it. So we're gonna sign off, folks. Thank you all so much. See you guys again throughout the week and off season to come. Go Cowboys.